Yo,
let
Dark
Bot
is
know
on
that
fire tonight, man. Yeah.
I let Bot know that way before we became bros. So
It's
Well,
crazy
get
because we never get to hear it because we're in here,
yo,
So
you got to watch the show afterwards. But by the way, talking about show, what is going on, everybody? It is Saturday night, and next podcast is live, guys. It is the first next podcast after E3 2019, and we are going big. We are gonna wrap it up. We are gonna close down shop, and I think by the end of the show, it's gonna be like, you know what? Can't wait for E3 2020. But with going big, we had to get a really special guest, somebody who is out there in the gaming community, just giving it all he has, like putting out positivity out there, doing giveaways on different podcasts, including this one as well. Somebody who's just putting forth that positive kind of like gaming attitude. So guys, for the first time on next podcast, let me introduce Yobi!
yo, chat. What up? What up? What up? Peace, love, life. Changing the world one game at a time. What's popping?
Nice, nice, brother. And the cool thing was you were part of our live reaction. Uh,
Yes,
I had a lot of
insane.
I had a lot of fun doing that with you, man. And
Oh,
after the show, there was only one other person I could think about being a special guest tonight.
mm,
And my brother, thank you so much for saying yes, because I feel like we are gonna have an epic show. It is
well, I
episode
wasn't gonna
20.
say no. I wasn't gonna say no. Shit.
Nice, brother. Well, we have to go down the list. We have to introduce the usual suspects. Somebody lit a fire under this dude, man, because he is just talking some sarcastic bullshit all the way through while we're getting ready for the show. Um, you might know him as the Angry Otter. Some people know him as Goldblum. Technically, on his driver's license in California, it says Dark Optimus
Actually, it says "Savior of the World" million times.
a
Actually,
million times.
Oh
Yeah.
my god.
uh, no, man, it's good to be here, man. And it's been a long time since I think we did a podcast. I mean, we did that whole little thing at the end of E3 last week, but it's good to be back. It's
Mm.
good to be good to have YOBYDren here, man. That's awesome.
Damn
Have
right.
him on. Yeah, ready to get into these topics, dude.
Nice, brother. And like I said when we are off air, man, don't hold back. Share your opinions. Let people know how you feel. Do you think you can do that?
They're gonna hear my opinions tonight. I can tell you that right now. They're probably not gonna like it.
Oh no. Oh no. Here we go, guys. Get ready to hate dark, all right? People in the
Never,
chat,
never.
get ready. Hashtag hate dark. It's gonna be in there. It's gonna be in the chat. I can see it now. But
You can see it. All
yeah.
right, cool.
Yeah, and you're right. It has been a long time coming. I think we didn't do two podcasts before E3. Panel had to get some rest, get ready up for E3. It was supposed to be a monumental E3. Um, I don't know. Well,
But
we'll
was
we'll
it?
get we'll get into that, but we got to introduce our next partner in crime. A lot of people see him being a special guest on other podcasts. Guys, you can catch him here every Saturday, a part of the starting lineup. My brother, Predator.
yo, what's up? Happy to be here. Feel like I haven't been on show in a while on this one anyway. So, um, glad we got all that E3 shit out of the way. Well, we will by the end of the night anyway. So
Yeah.
let's wrap this shit up and let's get it going.
Nice, brother. Nice. And yo, huge shout out to Vogels Creek. Already hitting up that super chat. Thank you so much, brother. I really, really do appreciate it. Yeah, Pred, you're ready to wrap this sucker up. This is gonna be the main blowout wrap up, and then we're gonna move on from here after this, right?
Yep, yep.
All right, I gotta sneeze, and this is really bugging me right now. Uh, but next on the list, here it comes. Nope. Next on the list, coming straight from NYC, one of the most opinionated YouTubers I have ever come across. Absolutely love his channel. His videos are incredibly entertaining, and he will let you know exactly what he thinks about any topic. Knoxximus!
Yo, what's really good? What's really good, everybody? It's gonna be another wonderful podcast, bro. I'm telling you.
You ready? You ready to light that kumbaya candle, man? Is that what we're doing right now?
Stick you to the icky.
Now,
My
brother.
man, Solid Snake Phil Skis is you representing for the PC Gamer, baby. Let's get it.
Oh no. How is Chauncey doing after E3? Is he good now? Is he a lot? Is he still on like suicide watch, or is he?
Man, he's chill. He wants to cop Stadia now.
Oh my God.
So he's
Jesus.
copping that,
Yo.
the
my
founder
God.
edition. Well, I don't know. I got to talk about it.
Please.
Nice. Now I do have to pay a couple bills here. Yo, Vogelskrieg hitting up that super chat one more time. I think he's trying to set a record. How many super chats within like a 3-minute span here? But he put hashtag love dark. I think he
Break the
might.
record. Hold my beer.
He all right, brother. But I have a feeling it's gonna be hashtag hate dark by the end of the show. And
It's definitely.
oh snap is Mel hitting up that super chat. Hate the otter. Damn, brother. Yo, Vocals Creek again. What is going on, guys? I believe K Mega was in the hangout, and I'm looking right now. I don't see him there right now, so I'm guessing that he was having some mic issues, stuff like that. So hopefully he can come in because he was there on the floor at E3. I would love to hear what he saw, like what he played, what he got his hands on, all that good stuff. So hopefully he's able to get in here, and hopefully it's not a big problem. I will be watching the hangout to see when he joins, but we got to move on with the show. This is a live show. We got to keep going, and that's exactly what we're gonna do. So moving in E3. I believe anything that came out first was EA and Stadia. But do you guys want to go through that, or you want to go right into Microsoft?
EA can flush themselves.
Yeah, I kind of figured that. And Stadia, it's like, okay, whatever. I think Stadia will come back later in the show. I am hearing some sounds. No, he's not in yet. All right. So Microsoft's E3, we're gonna get general thoughts, and then we're gonna go in on details. Let's start with the special guest, brother. E3, you saw it live with us. I'm pretty sure you probably watched it after as well. As you notice, when it comes to live reactions, you don't get to see everything or hear everything. I hope you got a chance to watch it again. What did you think about their show, man? Because there's a lot of people out there conflicted. Some people thought it was good. Some people thought it was meh. Other people call it like straight trash. Like, where are you at right now, Yobi?
Listen, I'm gonna be strictly honest with you. I love the show. I had expectations, but the expectations that I had kind of what's what I'm looking for. The expectation that I had kind of killed my momentum for the show as a whole. But if I take those expectations out and just enjoy it as like a regular fan, I loved it. I loved it. I love that they showed that the games that they wanted to show. So I enjoyed it. But what blew me away was Cyberpunk 2077.
All right.
Like that's day one. I'm collector's edition on that motherfucker.
Especially with Keanu Reeves, right? Keanu Reeves coming out on stage and all.
That's a bonus. Yep. I went. We all went ape shit on that one.
Oh yeah, especially Lady Foxfire, who is out there in the chat right now. I think she was heading that charge of fangirling for Keanu Reeves. It was great, man.
I'm shocked she didn't pass out doing that.
Now, see, you said that Cyberpunk, and I know there's a lot of people out there. There's a lot of gamers out there.
Oh,
There's
and
a lot
Battletoads too. My bad. Love
What?
that Battletoads?
Battletoads,
I'm looking forward to
baby!
Battletoads.
Yes, Yobi, you are
But
on the same boat.
I feel, yeah, I feel like I don't. What they show is just. I think that was just like a beta. I don't think that it's like really polished yet. But once it's polished, it's probably gonna look like a bit different. But I'm looking forward to that one as well.
Yeah, like I will say, like when it came to Battletoads, what they were showing, like there was like frame rate issues. I saw there was some choppiness there, and I'm not gonna sit there and kind of sugarcoat everything, but to see the art style that they're going for, kind of like a Nickelodeon like cartoon that you can play, beat 'em up. I'm down for that, man.
Yeah, me too.
And people are making fun of me left and right for saying that, but guess what, man? That's my opinions, and I will be playing that game.
Me too. I'll be playing the game, and the people making fun of you, you don't have to buy it. Just gotta enjoy the fact that we're gonna enjoy it.
Yeah,
Simple.
yeah, that's all. Enjoy that fact. Yo,
Damn
chew,
right.
chew on that fact a little bit. Yo, savor it, man. But yeah, like Yobi, when it came down to it, you said cyberpunk. But the thing is, for people out there, there's people out there who go get into like console wars and stuff like that.
Mm,
One of the main things that they'll say is, well, that's a multi-plat.
mm.
How do you feel about the first party showings? Like what Xbox showed that their studios are making and what they showed on the floor, man.
Um, some I'm like half of those games. I was like, huh? But then at the same time, I know what Phil's trying to do. He's trying to like basically like the games that we were expecting and hoping they were gonna show. He's probably yeah, most likely he's gonna say that for next year, and I feel like he's the games he showed on the floor. He basically want to give them the spotlight right now, you know. So
Mhm.
basically, yeah, give him the spotlight, let him get the press out there, and just get him hyped up. And then once those games are released, the games that we all know and love that we want will be our time. So that so you just give those games the spotlight for the moment.
Brother, I will say you are a brave soul that within the first like 10 minutes of this show, you said
Mm,
that Phil is holding those bangers for next year because
mm,
like you're out there in social media, people are like, "Well, I can't wait for Xbox." People would be like, "Wait until next E3." So you're a
right.
brave soul for putting it out there, but I also believe you're 100% right. Uh
Yeah, because he released a interview today, if I'm not mistaken, is another E3 interview, and one of the guys, it was a guy and a girl interview. I forgot their names, but and they brought up, oh, it was some games that we were hoping to show that you didn't show, and I believe he basically said, yeah, we're holding those for next year. So I think Phil had like he even said how they go about planning the E3 like. They plan the E3. I think like is a week or a month after the current one, and so he already had this lined up ready to go. So I think he knew exactly what he was doing.
I you know I refer back to Matt Booty. Matt Booty did an interview, and yeah, I'm
Who?
referring back to the booty right now is what I'm doing. And he basically said it. Now I know people in the social media. You have gamers who are like waiting until next year when it comes to E3, like
Mm,
2018,
mm,
2017, stuff like that. I
mm,
thought I thought what Xbox did for those E3s in
mm.
previous years, at least the previous 3 years, I thought they were
Uh,
really good shows, man. I
yeah.
I, I feel this one was mediocre, but
All right.
I don't know. Let's
Like
get well.
yeah,
Go ahead.
mediocre. Yeah, I can agree with that too because if we're comparing this year to last year, we already know. I think last year kind of was like a little bit more better than this one.
All right. Well, that's cool. I'm glad you're on my side, man. I appreciate that. We are gonna go to people who might not be on my side when it comes to this. Let's start with my brother Predator. Predator was here first, waiting for everybody before the show went on. So, yo, Pred, when it comes down to it, Microsoft's E3. There's people out there like they thought it was good. Other people are
Mm.
like, not so much. Other people are straight trash. Where are you on this gauge, man?
So I gave it a 6 out of 10, and um,
So that's like a meh.
yeah, it's like a meh.
Meh.
It's a little bit better than I guess. Like we were saying earlier, it's on par from what their review scores have been for their exclusive. So I think like for this E3, I think I thought they should have come out and at least announced a new IP that we've never heard of before, like just tease it, and that's one of the things I was looking out for. They didn't do that. I also, I didn't like none of the games that they showed that their first party. I'll say it that way, with the exception of Gears,
Mm.
showed off the power of the console. Like a lot of the games, one game was like in black and white. Like a lot of the games looked like they could have been last gen games. Like they didn't look very polished. And a lot of them, like they said, they had 60 games, right?
Brother, I heard your game is what is it? Way to the woods. I heard that's your most anticipated game right now, brother.
But no, obviously Halo, Gears, Cyberpunk, and Ori are like the games that I came out looking at that I'm definitely going to buy those games, right? Out of their conference. And there's probably some other smaller ones in there. But again, like my mindset is like a lot of these games are going to be in Game Pass. So at least now I can try them versus, going and dropping like, 60, 50, $40 on a game that I'm not sure about, So
Mhm.
I will at least now I have the opportunity because of Game Pass to try some of those games that look like crap to me, that just don't appeal to me. I won't say look like crap. They just don't appeal to my game style. So the pickup of that one game from Asia, that shooter, I don't remember what it was called.
Crossfire X.
Crossfire.
Yeah.
I know that game is really popular. I've just never played it. I really have never even heard of it. So that, me, I love my military tactical
Yeah, I was gonna
shooter.
say, are you interested in that? See exactly what it is, and
Yeah, I want to see what it is, and then go from there. But it again, it's a really popular game. I think, like, for me, the biggest part of E3 was the fact, at least the Microsoft conference in general, was, I tried my hardest to not overhype it, right? I think we
Mm.
all kind of did. But we all kind of felt like this was the E3 for them to just come out guns blazing, and they didn't do that. And I think that's where the hype level came. Like, we talked about games like Fable, Mech Assault, Perfect Dark, that we expected to see there that didn't show up. And they may come out next year, whatever. But like, I came out of E3 thinking like, man, you guys should have teased at least one of those games.
Yeah,
At
it's
least
good
one.
old Phil right there, man. He's not gonna tease like that far out or whatnot, man.
You know,
You know,
but the thing is, you say that, but then they did Halo last year. They did Gears last year. They're doing a console
Yeah, you're
that's
right.
coming out next year. Like they're doing it anyway, but they're really being selective of what they're doing with it. Because like we heard about Ori last E3, and now we're hearing it about it again this E3, and it's not coming out till next year. So they'll do it. They're just being really selective of what they're doing it with. But I do know, and I know we're gonna joke about this later. I I do think with the acquisitions of the studios and the people they're picking up that they're working on something. They have to have games coming at some point in time. It's just a
mm,
matter of seeing them, and we know they're there. Like you can't spend all this money on studios and not produce games, right? So
mm,
True.
like we know they're coming, just like just out of sheer non-stupidity, they're coming. But I thought they should have teased one of them, at least one of them,
at
not just
least.
Halo, at least one. Just like if they have Fable, like and we talked about this on the podcast on Wednesday with Crap, like
Hold on,
how
Crap does a podcast? Really?
sometimes I think,
Yeah.
um, but like to have all that circulating around it, and then see at the Nintendo conference that they're getting a game that's going to include Banjo Kazooie, and that's one of the games that people have been asking for, right? So like it would have been nice. You see the reaction that everybody had, like they're jumping and screaming. Like I watched the E3 conference. I wasn't there, like K Mega was, whatever, but like it didn't seem
Yeah,
like
where the hell is Mega, by the way?
kind of right. It didn't seem like that same energy was there for the Xbox fans as it was for like the Nintendo fans. Like they were screaming and jumping up and crying and shit. And like Michael Jackson showed up somewhere, like they used to do back in the 80s,
Yeah,
90s and
well,
shit. Like,
but
oh my God,
now,
Michael, but we didn't get that
Why you
though.
got why you
now,
got to bring Michael in it?
Shut up.
Michael Jackson, greatest pop singer of all time. But
Word.
yo, now, Ped,
Facts.
when you said like how Nintendo guys lost their mind, let's look at this from a grounded perspective. It was a character in a DLC
Yeah.
that they announced, and well, I know the character because it started out on Nintendo. It was a rare game. Like I can see people getting excited about it. But dude, I think they went way over the top. Do you think that it's Xbox's fault in terms of not getting that hype there, or do you think that with the Nintendo group, that's just the way like that group is? And
A little bit of both. Because think about this. They also talked about Zelda, right?
mm,
They mentioned that it's in development. Last year they did the same thing with what was it? Metroid, right? They generated hype from
yeah,
the crowd by showing them something that either A didn't know was coming, or B had been anticipating, had been asking for a long time, right? So like we didn't get that on our conference, on the Xbox conference. We didn't get any anticipation of any new IPs. We didn't get any anticipation of some of the things we wanted. Like, I mean, we can sit here and hold a whole podcast on games that we were expecting to see, or games that we've been waiting to see, or games that, better yet, games that the fans have been asking for. Like we can literally talk about that for an hour, right? we don't get that stuff. We don't get those teasers. We don't get those like
Mhm.
those little nuggets out there. Like they don't talk about that kind of stuff. They keep everything close. I get it with the leaks, the way leaks are nowadays. I get that they want to hold a lot of their cards in their hands close, but every now and then they need to drop something new to kind of keep us at
But
bay.
dude, even with the leaks, we got to say, even with the leaks, there were people reporting quote unquote rumors of them showing like Fable, at least like a teaser or something like that. So they don't really have a leg to stand on when it comes to leaks and rumors because they're people are just gonna make shit up as they go as
Yeah,
well.
we've discussed that in the past. Like I can put a tweet out right now that says, "Oh my God, I just played Fable," and then it will spread like wildfire. Like like so. If it gets
Facts.
and if it get, yeah, I mean, if enough people talk about it and it gets spread, and it happened. I think it did happen. Because they did talk. Some kid said they played Fable and they posted it on Reddit,
Hmm.
and it got shut down like immediately,
Damn.
right? And we never heard from it again. But that shit spread across the internet like crazy for that day or so, right? And if someone, the right person, puts out the right tweet, that shit will happen again, and it will spread around again. So like, it would be interesting to see the video that guy had actually posted, and maybe that was something they pulled. Because remember, the show was supposed to go for like 2 hours. It
Yeah, I
only went for
know.
like an hour
Like,
and a
what
half.
the hell was up with that? It went an hour and like 37 minutes or so. Like, I thought there was a lot more coming.
No, they called it though. They called it the day before. The day before, they went out and said that the show was only about an hour and 35 minutes long or something like that.
Well,
But they also
Larry
format.
Herb also said
Yeah,
like maybe 2 days before that. He's like, yeah, no, it's just under 2 hours. So
Yeah.
something happened there. I will say something happened there. Somebody decided, oh, we're not going to spill all the beans. And guess what? I think they're dealing with the repercussions of that decision now. When it comes down to it. But yo, Knox, I'm glad you chimed in, man, because of course we know you are very opinionated. You definitely have your kind of like mind made up on the conferences and E3 that you saw this year. So what where are you when it comes to the Xbox E3 conference 2019?
Well, for console gamers, it was
Oh no, he brought in sound effects. Oh no.
but it was a great, it was an awesome Game Pass
Oh
commercial.
man.
I'll give it that.
Yo,
It was a
yo, I
great
am
Game
I am
Pass
firing you. I am hiring Chauncey from now on for the next podcast, brother. I'm just saying.
he's a PlayStation fanboy. Nah, man, look, bro, like it's the same thing, bro, that we've been saying, bro. I'm not excited for the new hardware, and I really don't like what Microsoft is doing right now, dude. They're just not giving me anything. And that's a me problem, you know what I'm saying? But anyone that feels like me, that is the kind of gamer that I am right now, from them, we're getting nothing. All right, Gears is coming. Then they didn't even show that. You know what I mean? That was a L right there, bro. Not showing campaign gameplay of Gears was a big misstep on Microsoft's behalf, and they had to know that.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? Shut up, Logan. Um, yeah, man.
Damn it, Logan, you screwed him up.
As
Like,
far,
yeah.
oh yeah, man. Like there's just nothing from Microsoft coming out. Yes, I'm excited for Cyberpunk, but that's a given. You know what I mean? Like I've been anticipating that game for years already, bro. Since they first announced that they were gonna drop that. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Like I said before, like Fantasy Star Online 2 caught my attention. I'll check that out because I was a
Dude, and
big
you're the only one I know talking about that, but that's a big deal right there, right?
to me. I mean, I like the series, so I'm gonna definitely check it out. It looked great. It looked awesome. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
But what I took away from E3 was this, bro. Phil and Microsoft. I can't just single out Phil, but Microsoft, the direction that they're taking gaming right now, their Xbox brand. I feel that they eventually want to be a storefront. You know what I'm saying? That's everywhere, and that's what they're shooting for. That's what they're aiming for. Yes, they're gonna provide consoles for the foreseeable future. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
But if this shit catches on, which is what they want, consoles will be a thing of the past. And I don't like that. I don't want to see that happen. I like owning my hardware. I don't want to rent it, over the internet. I
But
I,
Seriously.
I
but
just
But my whole thing here is like when it comes to Xbox, yes, they're out here. They're a company in the console space that is talking about the streaming and everything like that. But we also know Sony is looking to sign up with them with the Azure. It seems like they want to do the same thing as well. Is
They do. They all
so is it
do.
damned for showing it and putting it out there first
No,
or
no, because they're not even first, bro. Like Microsoft's not even first to this party, bro. On Live did this years ago, and Sony came to the dance before they did. Technically, right? Just Microsoft has been way more popular, I think, in my opinion, anyway, and way more successful. To me, it's a
well,
better
it's that day
option
and
than
date thing
PlayStation.
on Game
I
Pass.
agree.
Yeah, and that's gonna happen eventually. If Sony really wants to do that, they're gonna have to. But I don't see them doing it. But bro, if they would have put their shit in there day and date, that would be major. And that's the difference. That Sony is giving its hardcore fan base the shit that they buy a PlayStation for. We're not getting that. At least I'm not from Microsoft, bro. Yes, I'm gonna get Gears, and next year Halo, but I
I'm
haven't
saying
seen
I'm
anything.
saying that when you talk about Sony and PlayStation giving you what you want, what I'm saying here is, and I want to know how you feel about this. I'm saying that yeah, they're giving that to you now because they're not ready with everything else. So
But they,
it's not
they're
really
not.
that they're catering to you. It's that they're just not ready to put out everything else yet.
But the thing is that who you mean Sony?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, listen, they they go with their formula that works, right? They are very well aware that that is very
Delay a
successful.
whole
That
hold on, delay a whole bunch of exclusives, and then
dog,
have
but
them
you got,
fit
you
this
got
like 2 year window.
no. How
That's what they did.
they've no they did, but how come I can call a whole bunch of Sony's exclusives that they've put out throughout the years, dog? The thing is, they have put them out at least drop two every year for the last, I think, 3 years. Or four maybe.
Okay, two
Bro,
3 year cycle. But
yeah,
but when it came down to it, the whole start of the wave of the
but
games, like
the shit is that they delivered though. You know what I'm saying? Microsoft didn't. The shit I was expecting from them flopped horribly. Sea of Thieves was a bust. You know what I'm saying? Yes, if you dig it, great, enjoy. To me, that shit was a bust.
so it was a
You know,
bust for you
it
because there
was.
are a
It was.
lot of people playing that game now.
Yeah, I guess, but that shit wasn't streaming a week later. The numbers was way down. But whatever. Crackdown was another fail to me. State of Decay was another fail. You know what I'm saying? I was waiting to see. I was excited for that State of Decay game, bro. Like I really wanted that shit to be good. It
Yeah, I know
wasn't.
you were. I know you were, brother. Yeah, like
Yeah,
we
man.
talked
Yeah.
about that.
It
I
didn't
can
even
agree
look
with that.
good when they showed it at
No,
E3.
but at least if the gameplay would have been nice and tight, and what I mean, it could be a little ugly, but if it played well and was fun and it was enjoyable, I don't really care about its appearance. You know what I'm saying? But but of course, you do want a pretty ass game. But you know what I'm saying?
Mm.
If the if the mechanics are top notch, then I'm with it. But it wasn't. It wasn't. Bro. It was clunky. It was a mess, and I just didn't like the gameplay loop. I wasn't feeling it.
Same
All right.
here.
Crackdown let me down too. Gears Gears is gonna represent, but I'm just dying to
But they
see that
dropped the
shit.
ball at E3
They
with this
certainly
Gears.
did, man. They know they stunk up the joint with that shit, man. Come on, you're not gonna show gameplay of Gears. It's a few months away.
Dude, they don't want to ruin. It's such a dynamic story. They don't want to ruin anything by showing any gameplay. Is what they're
Come on,
trying to
man.
say.
They
Show
don't
her
gotta show the
walking.
story.
They'll
They
show
gotta
it
show
at
like
Gamescom,
multiplayer
I'm
Yeah,
play,
sure.
bro.
boom, 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 and then like
Nah,
a week
was
before
it
it comes out, show a little story. That's it.
Rod Ferguson said that they probably not going to show anything until September, possibly September 6th, when it comes to the story.
I did notice that when they were doing damage in that escape mode, that it was putting up damage numbers
Yeah.
instead of instead of the the symbol that turns all white and shit. It was putting up. So did they add like RPG elements to this shit?
Well,
They're putting up damage numbers.
I
So
was watching the interview and the way it goes, like when you get a new weapon, I think it was Rod who said that they put up the numbers there to let you know that when you put out a more powerful weapon that you see the damage there. It's not just what it used to be, but you kind of get a feeling, you feel you feel stronger. You feel like you're doing more damage by seeing a higher number pop up there instead of the usual kind of like graphic that they did.
And I hope they fix the like make aiming relevant, because let's face it, bro. I love Gears, but aiming down sights in Gears is a death sentence, bro. If you don't shoot from the hip, yeah, bro. The only time you aim is the Lancer, and you got to be mad far to do that. You know what I mean? Other than that, so I really hope they fix aiming. Yeah, I like to hard aim the shotty and blow somebody's fucking head off, but it doesn't register right in Gears. I don't know. It never has.
All right, I got you, brother. Moving on to Dark, and like I said, man, he's bringing that energy that he had before the show started. All right, Dark. Xbox's E3, man. Where do you stand? Was it good? Was it meh? Was it trash? Let us know, brother.
I hear a lot of bitching from
Oh, you're
Knox
coming
Cred.
in.
Um, no,
Oh,
I
you're not gonna come fangirl it up, are you, Dark?
no, I'm not gonna fangirl it up. I might a little bit, but you know.
Might a little
Put your vagina back.
bit. Wow.
I, I honestly, I watched it the first time I watched it. I was like, oh god, what are they doing? And then I watched it again, and I was all like, okay, they showed off a lot of games. They did show off a lot of games. That was the biggest thing that they could have done, is just show games, and they did. That's what they did. They showed pretty much the whole show games. That's it. I mean, Phil Spencer came out a couple times just to say a few words. A couple other people came out to say a few words or whatever, and then they just went back to showing us games. Granted, yes, I would have loved to have seen more on Gears. That would have been fantastic. Like, it would have been
That
like,
was
oh
almost a
man.
necessity, brother,
Right. It
that they
was,
didn't do.
yeah. It was like, oh man, that would have been amazing if they did that. But then they showed Cyberpunk 2077. I mean, yeah, granted that's a multi-plat game, but when that game comes out, it's gonna be probably running better on the Xbox One X. So that's probably where
Facts.
I'll be playing it. Because for some reason I've noticed, like with CD Projekt Red games, they just run better on an Xbox than they do on a PlayStation. I mean, I played The Witcher 3 on both PlayStation and Xbox, and for some reason, I don't know what it is, but when I play it on an Xbox, it just runs better. I don't know why. I can't tell you why. I have no idea. I'm not a tech guy, so I don't know. Um, I have to say, them showing Cyberpunk and then coming out with Keanu Reeves, that was probably the biggest highlight ever. Like, at
When you
any
say of the
E3
entire E3,
of any E3.
of
That's
any
that's a
E3,
of
oh
any
damn.
E3, bringing out Keanu Reeves, like a big celebrity like that, like probably one of the most well-known celebrities to face the existence of celebrity, like
Mhm.
status.
Oh
Like, there,
damn,
he
you're
is up
fangirling a
there.
little bit. Do you need a tissue or something, man?
No, I mean, he's up there. He's one of my favorite action stars. I mean, I love the John Wick movies. Those are fucking awesome movies. So I
Mhm.
mean, just to see him come out and do that whole thing, it was awesome. And then he's gonna be in the game. Like, that's gonna be even more awesome. You know. And then they showed off Battletoads. Battletoads actually, I look back at it and I'm thinking to myself, it does look like a Nickelodeon cartoon,
It does.
but
Yes.
there's nothing wrong with that, though. There's nothing wrong with it. Like, it looks actually like, fighting style, fighting wise, it looks like how the old style played. So I mean,
Exactly,
Old school
brother.
Nintendo.
it's the old school type of Nintendo. So I mean, it's gonna be good, right? But here's the kicker, and this is where a lot of people are probably gonna be disagree with me here.
Uh
Bleeding Edge. Bleeding Edge look terrible, dude.
what?
And it's not me.
Dude, you're the first one to bring that up as well. So
it's mostly my opinion of it, and mostly like just me, how I am as a gamer.
Mhm.
I don't want to play that. There's nothing that says
I
to
have
me that I want to
zero
play it.
interest in that.
I have no interest in it. And it's not because it's a multiplayer. It's not because it's sword battling. It just doesn't look interesting to me. Like it doesn't. It looks like another type of Overwatch type of game, and I didn't even like Overwatch. Like I couldn't stand Overwatch. I was like, oh god,
Dude,
I don't
Overwatch
like
was
that
fire
type
for
of
a
game.
while, but I moved on, man.
Right, and I just don't like that type of gaming in general. I get the whole competitiveness. People like to be competitive online. That's fine and dandy. I mean, the more power to you if that's what you want to do. But me, I'm expecting more from Ninja Theory because they're so well known of making these great types of story based material. And now I know, Bot, you're going to be saying, well, we're always looking for something new. We're always looking for something
Well, no,
different
I was gonna
from
tell you
each
they made
studio.
they made Kung Fu Chaos as well, which is a very
Right,
similar structure to this game.
right, right. Which is like, see, that's another game that I didn't like that they made. But
I
I mean,
freaking
that's
love Kung Fu Chaos, man.
see, that's the thing. I think you'll like Bleeding Edge then probably.
Mm.
But for me, that's just not how I like to play my games. I like to get into the story and really, just kind of play the game at my own pace. I don't like to feel like I'm being rushed. Like when I'm playing a multiplayer game like Destiny or the Division or things like that, I always feel like I'm being rushed, and I don't like that. I like to just take my time, go through the game and just play it how I want to play it. And then here's another kicker. I am so glad. People are gonna really be pissed at me about this, but I am so glad that I won't have to buy the next Xbox. I won't
What?
have to buy it. I won't have to. I won't have to, dude. You know why? Because if everything's coming to Game Pass, I'll just use my Xbox One X. That's all I have to do. That's it. If all these games, all these exclusives are coming to Game Pass,
Are
I
you
only have
gonna
to pay
use?
nine ninety nine a month.
Are you gonna use XCloud to like stream them to it, or are you just gonna play them like natively on it? Because I feel like
Probably, yeah. That I mean, I'll probably use xCloud as well just to stream that stuff on my Xbox because I won't need to have certain. Yeah, I won't have to buy another hardware. And that's great. Like I don't have to do that. Granted, yes, if I want the best quality or the best version of the
well, my
game,
my whole
I
thing
can do that.
my
But
whole thing now Dark, I hear what you're saying, and you make sense. My whole thing though with and as long as you use XCloud, I don't think it's gonna matter too much. But the CPU in the new systems is like light years ahead of what we have had from all the way through this generation. Even with the CPU that's in the
right.
X, which they've done an incredible job, modifying the Jaguar cores, it's nothing compared.
But that's the thing. It makes it feel like the next Xbox is what they're focusing on. They're focusing on the Anaconda, which we know of as being the Anaconda, and they called it Project Scarlet. But you notice that they didn't talk about the other SKU that they were working on. Now, from what I've been hearing and what I've been seeing on Twitter and on the internet and stuff like that, and these are just rumors, they're not fucking factual at all. There's no facts to these. But the rumor is that they're focusing so much on the Anaconda that they're not gonna do the Lockhart. They're gonna keep the X the way it is with everything and put the X Cloud. You're gonna be able to use X Cloud and Game Pass on it, and you're gonna be fine.
Mm,
And then the next SKU, which will be the Anaconda, will be the more powerful, the more expensive, the more for the hardcore gamers like us who are
Mm-hmm.
wanting to see the next generation of of gaming and where that's taking it.
mm.
So, I mean, with xCloud, which seems like it's gonna work the way it's working. I mean, granted, yes, we saw it at E3 from some of our friends and things like that on online. Especially K Mega, he showed that. I wish he
Yeah,
was here
well,
right now
hold on.
so he
Yeah,
could talk
no.
about it.
Speaking of
But
K Mega, whoever's not talking right now, I'm kind of guiding the show. If you can just drop a message and see what's going on with K Mega, and
I hit
let
him up real quick.
let us let
because
us get an update here.
because I wish that he could be here to talk about it because I mean, granted, yes, when you're at E3, it's gonna be great.
Mm,
I'm wondering how it's going to be at home because of the fact that, there's a lot of people who don't have the best of internet, and which I'm kind of one of them. At times, there's times where it works good. There's times where it works fantastic,
It's
but
just
there's
never
times where
Saturday at 7 p.m. is pretty
right,
much what you're saying.
exactly, and that's it's never. It's like even when I'm playing on my X, it throws me out of the chat all the time. Every time I get in the party chat, it throws me out. So it's just I think they're throttling my internet. Um, but that's the thing. Like when the xCloud comes out, you're not gonna have to buy the next SKU of console because it's not gonna be tailored to the CPU or the GPU. It's gonna be tailored to the cloud. So
Right.
when you're playing games, you're going to be playing them, streaming them from that cloud server, that server base. So
Mhm.
But the
you're not going
blade,
to have to
yes,
you're
sir.
not going to have to worry about the CPU or the GPU at that point. You're just going to have to worry about your internet, really, to be honest. So I'm still going to be okay if I don't get the next Xbox. You know?
There are a couple things. Even though XCloud will be coming out, I still think there is gonna be at least some latency that will make
There
a gamer
there's always some latency. Always.
it'll make like a console gamer, somebody who's used to running games natively, a little uncomfortable at first. All right,
Right.
so
And that's
Can you hear me?
that's the
Yo, Mega,
who
you
that?
here?
we can hear you.
Yeah, yeah, okay, we can hear
All
you.
right, I'm here.
But
Oh,
Yo.
you know,
guys, coming straight from E3, and yes, Stark, you are getting interrupted right now because
no, it's
The
fine, dude.
X
we
I'll
gotta
Cloud
I'll finish
legend.
after you.
introduce my
The
After you
X
brother,
Cloud
introduce.
legend.
K
Yay.
Mega.
What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? I'm
What up?
here,
What up,
man.
dude?
Had I got a new mic, but then I guess I got to do the drivers and everything because I did it last second, and then so I had to change back, and then of course I've ran into one of my little plenty of videos that I made where I seen the lovely Kiki Wolf kill, and
Okay,
she
okay.
You
she
got
brought.
respect for Kiki, man?
Oh, a lot of
All
respect.
right,
You know what
cool.
I'm saying? But she busted out and she had to give this just straight for my boy Doc Otter. Hashtag save lock, baby.
Yeah,
So
I saw that.
Oh,
I'm actually coming more towards your side on that one, Mega, because I mean what we saw at E3, I don't know.
oh
oh
my goodness.
no,
Okay.
Stop it.
All right. Yeah. But
brother.
no,
But
good to be
anyways,
back. Good to be
so
back, guys.
to bring it back
Welcome home, brother.
to the
Mm-hmm.
X Cloud, um, I think it's going to be a fantastic um type of streaming service for us, gamers
I
who
can't wait.
who are just wanting to see really what it's about, because I mean I think xCloud is going to be way better than Google Stadia. I mean it just from seeing it being run at E3, I was like, when you Mega and a lot of you guys just posted up videos of it, they looked like there was little to like no latency there between the controls and you when you're driving or when you're playing Gears or something like that. So I mean that's fantastic. And from what I'm hearing, those servers were all the way up in San Francisco. So if
Right.
they were bringing those servers from San Francisco, that's fantastic, dude. That's a long way away from LA. That's a
That's
huge stretch.
380 some miles away. Yeah.
Oh
Yeah, so
wow,
that's a
he
huge
got the
stretch.
rundown from everybody who was like, guiding over the X Cloud kind of like department right there. He's like, yeah, these are
I
380
talked to
miles.
I talked to those guys like 10, 15 times. I mean, I talked to every last one of them, and they were very confident. Like, I mean, it wasn't no like, we're hoping this. No, they were very confident. They've been working on this for 13 years.
Oh
Jeez,
damn.
What?
that's a
13
long
years.
time.
13
13
years.
years?
So yeah,
What?
13 years.
Gee.
And also they were also saying, look, you
Holy
have to put in
shit.
consideration, because I brought up the fact of what a certain YouTuber kept on bringing up about
Damn.
wiring something to something. And
Mhm.
and I was like, as you seen, there was no wires. The only wires you seen was from the phone to the
controller.
To the controller.
Yeah.
And there was the reason that said we could also go on Bluetooth as well, but you have to put a consideration. We're in a building that has connections to everything around in the middle of LA. And so there could be some kind of issues that could come from that. But
especially
if
all
you
the Bluetooth devices that are
exactly,
in that
plus if
area.
that's on your phone and everything. So we felt that if we just did it this way, it's fine. But saying that there was blurred vision, that there was bad, there was some heavy latency, things like that, that was an absolute lie. That person, whoever wrote that article, was a liar. I went back and I played on XCloud maybe 6 times, and then I brought other people just to let them see for themselves, like, look, man, this thing is legit. Because really was crazy because there really wasn't a lot of people because they didn't seem to know what it was until they start seeing us with cameras and all types of stuff standing over, and then they wanted to see, and then it started doing a lot of it started getting a lot more attention.
Dude, it
yeah,
got a
no,
lot of
Crazy.
attention. Even Big Gaming Media was talking about like the streaming with the X Cloud and how it felt. And I gotta say, when it comes down to it, if like Big Gaming Media, if there was one positive they took out of Xbox is they praise like X Cloud and Game Pass, man.
well, I'm saying from I don't know where the article came from Red Dragon, but I forgot who it was, but that was bullshit. That was a lie. And it was also like I played Gears, I played Resident Evil 7, I played Forza twice.
No
I
Tekken.
played they didn't have Tekken, man. But, and then I played Halo Wars 2, and I played another game. I can't remember what. Oh yeah, I played Halo 5. I played all of those games, and not one time when I first started playing Forza, it just felt weird because you're looking at it through your phone, and you're like, and I'm like, uh-oh. And then it's in King David, and if you've seen that King David video, it was me and King David right next to each other, and and we were both playing, and he and I was over here trying to get it out, figure it out and everything, and I was like, oh, I think there's some latency here, uh-oh. And then he was like, just do some crazy stuff and just see how that do some wheelies and stuff, and that thing just started doing everything that I wanted to do. And then I started going crazy, driving through brick walls, all types of stuff, and I said, okay, now I'm finna drive serious, and I'm hitting corners, e-braking, all of that with no problems, nothing. It was crazy to me.
See, to me, that sounds freaking awesome.
It
and
is
if they're
awesome.
going to be able to do that with just having your Xbox One X or the next iteration of console, granted, yes, if you don't have the best of internet, you're not going to get that graphic fidelity like with the next hardware, but you're
What you
still going to
see,
have enough of a picture of what it looks like
but
and how it
what you see, but
feels.
what you were seeing was only 720 60 frames per second.
Shit, dude. I mean, if that's what it is, then
That
shoot. I
it
mean, it's
looked
gonna.
like it looked like a 1080p
That's
picture
insane.
on
Smaller screen.
1444p
Smaller
uh,
screen.
on a smaller screen. It was
That's insane.
it looked beautiful. Like me and Lemon and 100, we were or 108 Dragons, we were taking turns on playing and filming. And when those get to, we're gonna be sending those out to the people on the channels and stuff. But we were playing Gears, and
Mm-hmm.
it looked so good. Like it was crazy. Like, man, no. And the guy, he said, no, this is only 720. We're trying, this is still in the beta stages. We're going to achieve 1080 1440p, but he says this is only 720 60 frames per second. And it looked amazing.
Crazy.
And it's going to be played on any cell phone, any tablet, whatever that you got. It's crazy. It's crazy what this thing could be. I'm like, I had no concerns. I mean, I would think it was cool because I'm like, I'm all into tech and things like that when it comes to bringing in future iteration things into video games to just bring more people in to be involved in it. But this got me so hyped. Like, damn, there's no way this isn't the future. And I was just looking at the Nintendo Direct. I don't know if y'all talked about that yet, but
No, we haven't. We just did Xbox so far.
okay, but when I seen The Witcher coming to the Switch, and you look at those graphics, and I'm like, hey man, that's cool that it's coming to the Switch. That's awesome. But just imagine you playing Witcher on that thing. and that thing it can achieve 1080p, 1440p.
Shit.
So and have very little to no latency whatsoever. Because I'm telling you, when I'm playing Gears, all that the motorcycle scene where he's they're dropping the bombs from the plane, that thing should have been doing all types of hiccups because there's a lot of shit going on. And I was so I was tripping out. I kind of forgot that you had to shoot out the things on the ship in order for it to fall. But I kept dodging, and I was like, oh yeah, that's right. I'm supposed to shoot something. And I'm like, okay, yeah, there's going to be some kind of hiccup here. Nope. Just absolutely smooth. It was crazy. It was really crazy. And playing Halo Wars 2 was absolutely insane too. Just seeing, because that's an RTS and those are pretty demanding as well.
Mega.
Yeah.
Were y'all playing on a phone?
Yeah, we was playing on the phone.
What phone?
It was an LG, some kind of LG phone.
I'm just curious. Sorry,
I don't even know if it was. I couldn't tell you if they were all different phones, but they were different size phones. But they weren't. But I don't know if they were from the same brand. But I know the phone because I remember 100 or somebody asked him which phone was that, and he said it was an LG. So it wasn't, and it's not going to come, and it's not going to be on iPhone.
Yo,
just
Pred
yet.
thinking business right there. I know what you were doing, Pred. Like if they had because
some phones have better capabilities than others, So
right.
I was wondering if it was like a 5G fucking like.
No, this was all 4G.
Yeah, so like most likely for me, like I have a Surface tablet, so like if I was gonna do this, I'd do it on my tablet, So
right.
And if I have those other options, like playing on a phone, like a smaller phone, like it doesn't appeal to me having that small screen in front of me like that, but like. But if I had to do it like on a road trip or something like that, I would just suck it up and do it. But like, the bigger the phone, obviously, the better it's going to look. The bigger size you get out of it. So
yeah,
I was just wondering like what they were using it for. It wasn't a business deal, but like
I thought you were trying to look for any type of business deal. Like,
hey,
they struck a deal with Samsung right there.
They were all Android phones because they're saying that it's not on.
Apple
yet, but he said yet. He says we're working, we're trying to put things, we're trying to get this everywhere, and so he was like, but there was different size phones. They weren't all the same phone.
But it was an app though, right?
Yeah, it's like an app. So it's crazy,
wow.
and and that's what's saying. They're saying that the servers was 380 some miles away out in San Francisco, and just think about.
That's insane.
Your Xbox being your server, being your personal server. So
everybody's to figure out where their nearest cloud server is right now.
Right, and then they also said because he says this is working off of 4G, and then 108 was like, my God, and we haven't even got to 5G yet. He says that's going to really change the game. So of course now it's going to go with people's internet and things like that.
Yeah.
But I think what kind of subsidized that is the fact that your Xbox is going to be a server, so it's going to be closer and not going from like I'm in Oklahoma and then like the server could be in Texas where Pred's at. Instead, I could have something closer to me that's from my house and I'm in Oklahoma and it's in Oklahoma as well. You see what I'm saying? So, it's amazing, man. It's really amazing.
Damn, you can tell, guys, you can tell freaking K Mega is pumped about xCloud, man. Now I am gonna put you through your paces, brother. We haven't been together for a few weeks now. You know what I'm saying?
It's been a while.
For a next podcast. We were talking about our general kind of like feelings of Xbox's E3. Now, you got in, right? You were there watching it live.
No, I didn't go into the briefing.
Okay.
I didn't. Yeah, but I got into FanFest. So.
All right. So
I was watching it though.
Where did you check out the briefing?
At 100.
All right.
Yeah.
So. All right, you know people on Twitter, Facebook, social media. There's this general like people are like either it's good, it's meh, or it was absolute trash. Now, we went through the entire panel already, so we got to hear what you think, man. What was Xbox's E3 conference to you? Was it something good, or is it something less than that, man?
The conference, in my opinion, was good but not excellent. Last year's conference was better.
Thank you.
But this conference showed games. It showed a whole variety of games. and we haven't gone to Nintendo Direct, but I just look
Dude,
at
you
it from
keep
this.
wanting to go to Nintendo, man. What's
Well,
going
yeah,
on here?
because I want to try to make a point with that, but I'm going to go ahead and make that point is saying, look, if you take away Nintendo's exclusives and you put that on Xbox's event with Xbox exclusives or non-exclusives, however the fanboys want to say it, I think people are still going to look at that show the same way because those games, even though those a lot of Japanese games that Nintendo had that looked dope, that still would be like, I'm not into that. Or,
They're cartoony, brother. They're cartoony.
They're all cartoony. They would still be bitching and moaning, but everybody's praising Nintendo's shit. And I'm like, what? Like, Xbox didn't come out and be no slouch. That first 10, 15 minutes was absolutely stellar. And then when they went to the ID Xbox, it did taper down. It did. The Deer game is probably the butt of all jokes. But I thought, I'm pretty sure
that game did not look good, but
I mean, no, I think that's the butt of all the jokes. But all the rest, some of those other indie games look really cool. Now, the one game that I was highly disappointed was Battletoads. I was not excited about it at
get
all.
out of here.
I was not excited about it. I was not excited about Battletoads.
Yobi, do you hear this mess right here, man?
And when you've seen it in person, it just didn't live to what I expected it to be. Now, Bloody Knuckles, you know what I'm saying, our boy from GRG, you know what I'm saying, Smash. He played it. He figured out a good combo system into it. The animation and all that looks good, but it just seems like to me, I would rather it be a $40 to $60 title than a game that looks like a $20, $25.
It looks like a $20 title, man.
Right.
I think it'll be like somewhere on there, like $20, $25.
Right. And then of course it's going to be on Game Pass. But that was if anything was the most disappointing to me was that. I think the one biggest problem was that a lot of people had these high expectations. And let's just be honest, like we all, even though, you know what I'm saying, we have certain people that we could talk to, something like that, but we listen to a lot of these bigger YouTubers and they said they kind of figured that they had the skinny on everything. And the fact of it was they didn't, because there was no Fable, there was no this, there was no that. And then they gave the expectations that this stuff was going to be there.
Hold on. But when it also comes down to it, it's not just like the big YouTubers setting expectations, but people out there were also stating that because Sony wasn't there, all right, they were trying to say that, you know, and I think every one of us to a certain extent kind of fell into this bracket, you know, that they were gonna tease more that was coming down the road, like the bigger titles, like the Fable, which is kind of like the worst kept secret on the Xbox platform. You know, other games like that where they could have put like a teaser trailer, just, you know, throw the name up there on the screen or something like that. I think that would have made people a lot happier, brother.
Right, that part's true, but I mean, really, you still would have people bitch was like, well, why they couldn't show gameplay? What they got to hide? I get the game ain't ready. Blah blah blah. It would still been the same thing, and then you would still hear the same. Wait till E3. This is what Xbox is doing, pretty much. I mean, this is my opinion on it. I mean, you know, I've talked this. Man, I have never met so many people from Xbox ever. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it was ridiculous, but all I can say from my opinion is that they kind of looked at this generation as after one certain point was like, hey, you know, let's go ahead and make these moves. Let's push Game Pass. Let's push xCloud, and let's get this momentum working, and let's make one hell of a console with the Scarlet, and let's move on and let's reboot this whole Xbox thing for this year, for coming up for next year. Because I think the quiet before the storm is really coming. Those guys, men and women out there are so confident. They're happy. They're not, you know, and they was giving a lot of praise to Phil, man. A lot of praise to Phil. And it was just one of those things. It's like they, you know, where everybody talk about that big thing about creative freedom and things like that. Look, there was nobody to giving Phil Spencer more props than Ninja Theory, and I mean, everybody was giving Phil props, but Ninja Theory was really like, man,
he let them put out the game, which is actually the next topic that like I wanted to
Let's
get
talk
into.
about it.
All right,
about that trash ass game.
Let's go.
Yo,
Let's go.
well,
Yo,
K
man's is
Mega,
hype though.
if you're excited, we'll get it. We'll keep it moving through you, and then we'll go
Yes,
on
and
to
then move on to
everybody
the
else.
panel. Yeah,
But
yeah,
the
let's
game
do it.
Bleeding Edge, a 4v4 online melee competitive game, and we saw the trailer that they put together. We saw the
Hmm.
characters. You get an idea of the arena, even though they showed more gameplay on other channels after that. And but I'm excited about this game. This game is getting a lot of hate, Mega. And me personally, I have no idea why. What did you think about the game? Did you get a chance to play it?
I played. Oh yeah, we got game footage. We got hardcore game footage that we'll be showing here this week. Um, once we get everything rendered and put up. I played that game 5-6 times. You know, it's like if Overwatch and Power Stone had a baby, and this
Power
is what
Stone was fire.
it's got the combo system. How you look at it is like
Hmm.
okay, it gets that Overwatch appeal, you know, graphically, and then like how you start off, because one of the modes that they have is pretty much it's a capture the flag, capture the flag type of stage, kind of just like
Right.
in Overwatch. And then everybody goes to this spot and you just start you start fighting. But every character is balanced, and you got a healer, you got a brawler, you got a person that can stay back, just
Like
kind of
an
like Overwatch.
assassin as well,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
Yeah.
an assassins, but the controls are so smooth. Like my two favorite characters is, one is this big guy, and he got an E Honda slap, and then he could give you a Ryu uppercut, and then spin kick, and then belly flop you. It's
What?
crazy. And yes, yes. And then like there's a samurai. The samurai is dope. He comes in, he could disappear, and then he can spit something in your face, and he can make you fall asleep, and then he can have, and that gives everybody to jump in, and everybody has three different types of powers, and some of the like the brawlers or other, they can have up to 6 powers. I mean, well, no, up to 4 powers, and because you can to heal your other characters, and you can switch back, and you can have like a force field and push people back. It's insane of how much, just with those characters that they have, what the balance of it. Because if somebody gets in trouble, somebody can come and help, and then there's this crazy ass train that can run you over while you're in the middle of trying to contest for this power, for this point. It's really fun. It's really fun, and it won 2 awards at
All right.
E3.
Hold on 1 second, Mega. I just gotta pay the bills real quick, and we'll keep going on that. But shout out to Face 23, Brooklyn, New York, hitting up that super chat. Thank you for the support, brother. He says thoughts on Colin Moriarty and chief editor Andrew Reiner from Game Informer. Hearing from the devs, I'm guessing third party, that the PS5 is more powerful than the Scarlet. Brother, that is actually
That's a
a
lie.
topic. That's a topic that you stay tuned for, man, because we are gonna hit it before the end of the show. So stay
I
tuned,
wish
brother.
John was here so he could just debunk that right now.
That's a lie. That's an absolute lie. That is a lie. But okay, let me finish my point and then get to the panel, because I know I've been talking a lot. Sorry, guys.
Yeah,
But
it's every show, dude.
No, we've been waiting on you, bro.
I
Go
haven't.
ahead. We've been
Yeah,
waiting on you.
that's fine. That's fine. But anyway, but no. Also with the game, it's just fun. It's raw
Uh-oh.
madness, fun,
Oh,
and
people don't like fun anymore. They want single player, heavy,
no,
emotional
no.
story experiences, man.
If this game had any type of story, like co-op story mode, because we don't know, there's still more modes to it. They said, right, and if they did that, then the game would be, in my opinion, fucking flawless. Now, will it be for everybody? Because not everybody's into fighters, and not everybody's into Overwatch. But if you are into either one of those type of games, those genres, you'll love this. It's just fun. Like the longest lines, because I walked all around E3 2 or 3 times, and then been in the Microsoft side in like about what 6, 7 times, and so every time some of the biggest lines were not only for like Dragon Ball Z and for like in like Cyberpunk and the Final Fantasy, things like that. What's color was there? The Bleeding Edge had long lines all day, all night. until it was
Oh, that's
closed.
good.
Huh.
It like I said, it won 2 awards. I think like it won best. They give a category for best of E3, and that was one of the games for best E3, and then most popular game. It won those 2 awards.
And
Oh,
dude, like when it
nice.
comes down to it, what people were looking for at Xbox's conference, they want to know what the new studios were doing. So Ninja Theory is kind of like I think we can all kind of like safely say that Ninja Theory is the crown jewel of the newest acquisitions in terms of first party studios. So with them throwing that out there and showing people what it is, man, me personally, I got hyped. I know about Ninja Theory's like melee system, right? They
Mhm.
are an amazing development team when it comes to melee combat in video games. Like, and I expected people to be more excited, and they just came across like, oh, this isn't what we wanted. This is not the game that we thought we were getting or whatnot. But
And then hold on, one last point. For people out here saying, because I was reading people saying that they did like Microsoft just kind of made them throw this together. They've been working on this game for 4 years, for 3.5, 4 years. So
Damn.
there you go.
all right. Well, Yobi, what did you think about what you saw from Bleeding Edge, and like, what do you think about the hate? Are you in the ring with the people that are like, this game isn't what I was looking for, or are you more optimistic about what this game might be?
Listen, it's a new IP. I'm looking forward to it. End of story.
Dude, he keeps it short and sweet, and that's the thing, right? Yobi, people wanted new IP, right? And when it came down to it, this is a new game. It's a brand new IP coming
It's,
from Ninja Theory, highly regarded kind of like development team. Dude, what
mhm.
do you think all the hate's about, brother?
But I hear you, but here's the thing. They wanted new IP. That's a fact. Bleeding Edge, new IP. But see, the people who said they want new IPs, that's not the IP that they were hoping and looking for. I'm pretty sure they want those new IP story driven single player games. That's gonna take a little time. So for now, we got Bleeding Edge, and I'm looking forward to it.
Nice, brother. Like I love how you present yourself, man. You're just like short, sweet, to the point. That's it, and I'm done. Next topic. But we have
Facts.
more people on the panel. So yo, Predator, dude. I know you said Bleeding Edge. I believe you said it's not your thing. But let's be honest here. It's a brand new IP. You see what one of the newer acquisitions, has been working on. Like what is the deal about this game that has people like, no, I don't know. It's not what I wanted, man.
I think coming off of Hellblade, they were expecting something more. And like K Mega was saying, this game was in development prior to Xbox acquiring them. So this isn't the game that Xbox was like, you know, put it this way, I don't think this is the game that Xbox is pushing them to make for them. It's just a game that they sold to them. You know what I'm saying? Like they pitched it to them, to Xbox. So this game was going to come out regardless if Microsoft bought them or not. So I think when people have that, like Yobi was saying, like people have that expectation of a new IP, I think it isn't just because it wasn't the IP they were looking for. I think it's
Hmm.
because it's not the IP from one of the studios they've created or bought recently. It's not a newer IP.
Exactly.
This is an IP they had already. This is a game they'd already been working on before they bought them. Most people are looking for a newer IP that from all the fruits of the acquisitions they've had that
Right.
we've not heard of. Like that they hadn't been working on, like something all brand fucking new. Like and like
Dude,
with
now
us
if
having,
they came out with a brand new, but see, I gotta side with
I know you're gonna
Yobi
say,
on
oh
this.
well, no one supports those games. That was back in the day. Like, okay, put it this way: we haven't had a brand new IP in what, 5 years? Announcement in like 5 years, 4 or 5 years.
Damn, man. All right. Well, Crackdown is a franchise.
That was announced
Sea
back
of
in like
Thieves,
2000.
Sea of
For
Thieves was announced.
All those were announced like what, in 2013, right?
Really?
So like,
All right.
Oh
yeah,
yeah.
if you think
Damn.
about it, they were announced. They came out later, but they were announced years
Not
ago.
not not Sea of Thieves. So that was later. That was like 2015. I want to say
I
2016.
That's still a long ass fucking time.
No, it is.
Even if,
It is,
even if
man.
you're
I'm
right, that's still a long time, right?
okay.
So like I think people are expecting a new IP from one of their new studios that hadn't been worked on before.
Hmm.
That's like brand new, and I know they're a long way away from making those games, but they also have again our anticipation or expectations, should I say, of games like Perfect Dark or Fable.
No,
That
let's be
still
real
held.
here. People who are stating this, who are like, man, unless it's really not for you, but there are people out there stating this because it's not a The Last of Us or a God of War or a Uncharted, where it's
I
not
don't
that.
think that's necessarily
I,
it.
I do. I
I don't
really
think
do.
that's
Why
it.
not? Why not though?
I think okay. Look at the games they showed, right? The little sizzle reel, like even like the indies and stuff like that they showed. But like, look at all the games they showed overall, right? It's not that they're most of us. I'm not gonna speak for the whole fucking crew here and everybody out there gaming, but like when I was talking earlier about the power of the console, none of those games, with the exception of Gears, kind of show that. So it's not just a single player story driven narrative. It's a game that uses the power of the console. Like, look at the games we've gotten: Sea of Thieves, Crackdown. Like
Sea of Thieves uses the power of the console. It might not be exactly.
I'm
It's
talking
not
about
real
visually.
life.
Like that's my thing. They want something more realistic, something more like I think it's more of an art style thing. Let me put it that way. Like nothing we've gotten, with the exception of maybe Gears, has been like a fucking oh my god, these graphics are blowing me away type shit. We're getting games that look like Sea of Thieves and State of Decay.
Well,
Even Crackdown didn't look visually
Quantum
appealing.
Break when it did come out,
Yeah,
I know,
Quantum Break looked really good, but we haven't
dude.
had anything out since then.
All right, I'll give you that. Since then, I'll give you that. Like when it comes down to realism, because like when time fractured in Quantum Break, that looked absolutely incredible, and how everything that was
I
suspended
agree.
would move. Like when you bumped into it, it would spin out, and kind of like even the air looked shattered. Like that looked absolutely incredible
Yeah,
to
I
me.
mean, and that is a type of shit we're looking forward to seeing. Even like Rise, it still holds up today. It was an amazing looking game, but like we haven't gotten that frequently from this company, and I think that's what people's expectation is. Like, yeah, we want games. We want not necessarily story driven games, narrative. We want games that look like something for the fucking adult. That looks like like show me that you can make realistic graphics. Like right, like not just like you.
Those things take time, Fred.
I understand that, and that's the thing. Like I know they take time, and these new studios we purchase are going to take time to show that kind of stuff. But like, tease us something. Let us know that you are working on something like that. And I think that's what people are upset about because
Mhm.
like when you showed us the games you showed us at E3, none of those showed that, with the exception of, again, of Gears, but we've had that game for like 20 years now. So like we want something new and fresh, and like, we want that. Oh my God, where is this game and where is it coming from?
I
Moment.
mean, but we had the
Remember
same
the hype for
God
Quantum
of
Break?
War. They just made God of War look better.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And the games we've had this whole generation look nothing like.
And that's why I really wanted to see.
Oh no, that's not true. Rise still holds up, like you said. Rise looks
Okay.
amazing.
It
I mean,
does.
On
I
the
was playing
X,
it last night.
on
you
the
know,
X that
Yo,
we have on
speaking of
the X,
Rise,
that
Yobi
game
put
is
Rise
Rise,
in his
Rise don't even
gameplay,
have
man.
no HDR or nothing, and it still holds up.
Facts.
I'm just saying, look, I get what you're saying, Fred. I'm with you on that. I'm with you on because I know Knox is going to say the same thing. But the fact of it is let's be realistic here. People keep talking about The Last of Us, but Last of Us is not even going to be on the PlayStation 4 unless it's going to be, that backwards frontward compatible shit. It's most likely going to be a release for the PlayStation 5. And so that game has gone a whole generation and it's been getting hyped all this generation. And that's fine. But when people try to have a different energy about, oh, well, we've seen enough, or we've seen Gears and Halo more and more, but you still but you still love Uncharted, but you still love God of War. There's more God of Wars than there damn is
Still love
Halo
Gran Turismo, baby.
and Gran Turismo. Yeah, I'm just saying, like, I get that whole premise of wanting games to look realistic, but as you can see, that game is taking that game. The Last of Us.
War took like what 10 years to make.
What'd you say?
So God of War took like what 10 years to make.
I don't know. It took a while, but
Yeah.
regardless, but with The Last of Us, it takes time to make those games look fantastic. Just remember that of Detroit when we seen that first tech demo with the PlayStation 3. And we were like, oh, the graphics look insane. And then you look at what it looks like on the PlayStation 4. Oh my God. Like, I mean, games like that takes time. And if they rush those games out like that and they're trash, then that's a whole nother story. Or if you get a game that gets canceled like you did with Scalebound, then you have another can of worms. Phil is not changing that whole that perspective. They're keeping that shit close to vest, and I think that they're keeping this shit close to vest because they're getting ready and ramped up for next year. I know, wait till E3, all that bullshit,
But dude,
but
but
that's
dude,
just
this time we actually
that's
have
just a fact.
somebody. We actually have somebody from Xbox who are telling people those games that you were looking forward to, like Fable and stuff like that. Like check out E3 2020. Matt Booty basically put it out there that's when, and I see that because you're gonna get the launch lineup for the new
Oh my
hardware,
god, I can't wait.
and they're gonna show that's another year down. So I think you're gonna see something from the games like Fable and stuff like that. That's why I picked 2020 for my year to actually be at E3
All
because
I
I
can
will see you there.
all I can say, I can't say too much, but all I can say is this: a gentleman that just came he was a guy that did some things. He's been in Microsoft for a very long time.
Hmm.
He talked to me and he told me, man, this was my first E3 coming up here, and he says, I really want to be here for next year. That's all I can say. That's that he had the liquor in him. I was trying to get it out of him, but he was like, I can't. I'll die. They'll
I'll
kill me.
die. Yeah.
He said, I'll die, they'll kill me. And I'm like, damn. So look, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, I'm just giving you my opinion. Like, I think this is they're revved up for this coming up generation, and they just kept everything close to vest, and our expectations,
Well,
kind of put us in a bind. And I understand what Fred and Knox and what a lot of the people are saying. Yeah, I would like to see those quantum breaks and rise and shit come
just
back
little
too.
little little
They just gotta,
CGIs of what they
yeah,
got. You know what I'm saying? Just throw
right,
the Fable name up there. Damn it!
right,
Like
right,
seriously.
right.
Um, I don't know. Yo, let's move on to my brother Knox. He's been kind of quiet. I heard him try to chime in a couple times. Now Knox, I know you said Bleeding Edge doesn't look like a game for you, but I know that you can look at it and be like, you know what? But it looks like a game that a lot of people get into. It looks like a good kind of like a good production or whatnot. So
Yeah, I
I
mean, if I could tell you if the game, is just it's cool for people that like it. Like for me, from Ninja Theory, I definitely was expecting something a little more mature, a little more, in the Hellblade, type of game or Heavenly Sword type of deal, because that's what I like from them.
mm,
But I mean, I'm not gonna sit here and say that this Bleeding Edge joint is trash. I haven't played it. Number one, number two, it doesn't. I don't like those games, so that's not gonna be for me. It definitely doesn't suit any of my needs as a gamer. I don't play them type of games. Just like I don't play Overwatch or none of that. You know what I mean? But Overwatch is a dope looking game. Visually, it's
dude,
cool. And
it is a very pretty game. Whether or not you like the art style or not, like it is a very
yeah,
fluid. Like the graphics are fluid. Like it's a nice
absolutely.
looking game, man.
And Bleeding Edge looks like the same type of thing. You know what I mean? It looks like it got some pretty visuals and stuff, but not my deal. If I'm gonna play a fighter, it'll be Injustice or Mortal Kombat, something like that. You know what I mean? I don't
Oh,
mess with them.
speaking of Mortal Kombat, man, we should talk about that battle pass at some point in time as well. Hold on, I gotta pay the bills. Yo, Face 23 Brooklyn hitting up that super chat again. Thank you, my brother. Definitely appreciate that. He says he's telling me check my DMs. He's like the Don is not debunking nothing about what insiders are saying about PS5 versus Scarlet. Yo, Face, when it comes down to it, we are in that mode right now where rumors are popping up here and there and whatnot. Now, I am gonna take a look into that. I will check my DMs. I am looking into things. I'm also looking into what the ray tracing is actually entailing within these consoles as well. Because
Hmm.
when they talked about Scarlet, they talked about hardware
Shit.
accelerated ray tracing, which means something very significant as opposed to Sony where they're just like, yeah, we have ray tracing. All right, so I am going to be looking into that. I will check the DMs. Thank you for throwing that information in there. But at the end of the day, these are just rumors. If I were you, I wouldn't just like sew myself and attach myself to that rumor, possibly because it's saying PlayStation 5 will be more powerful.
And
You,
plus, whatever console is more powerful, it isn't going to be by much. I'll tell you that. The PlayStation isn't going to beat out the Xbox by much, or vice versa. The Xbox isn't going to beat out the. So whichever one has the quote unquote power narrative on their side, it ain't going to be leaps and bounds, bro. It's just not. How far can they go? They're getting the same stuff from the same people. They're both limited by the same things. So it is what it is. You know what I mean? It's not gonna be anything unlike this gen. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Where one was slightly more powerful than the other. Now,
Yeah, I just want to let them know that I am looking into these things. I like getting into tech and exactly what's like underneath the hoods and stuff like that. I cannot wait until these things are unveiled so I can really like dive into any like keywords and architecture that they're talking about, and I can really dive in and see what that actually consists of. But again, thank you, my brother. I appreciate you sending the information. If anybody else ever wants to DM me on Twitter and send me information about, you know, anything coming down the line when it comes to gaming, it's at xbot448. You can just send me a DM there, and I will definitely look into it.
And also, like, I met some of our favorite guys. The guys from Digital Foundry. And so
Oh, those
yeah,
guys.
yeah. Well, the guy with the glasses, and we talked to
Oh,
him.
Dick. I mean
Yeah, yeah,
Richard
yeah, yeah. We talked to him when
Awesome.
Ledbetter.
we
Oh
was
my
in
goodness.
Bethesda, and he cool dude, everything, but he doesn't even know what's going to be all in the Scarlet.
Well,
He
they're
says
saying the
what we're going to do
developers
is
with the dev kits are.
right. He's like that. Yeah, this is just a lot of speculation. He says nobody knows. He says it's very tight lipped, and so that came and Tim was there and Junkie was there. So it's one of the things we was just listening to him. We was talking about it, and that's just the thing. Like nobody really actually knows
Did you
who's going to be the more
did you ask
powerful.
him why resolution stopped mattering after a
No,
certain point in
I
time?
didn't get funky with him. I didn't get funky with
Ah,
him at all
brother.
because he
Yo,
looked a little nervous because me, Tim, and then Junkies some big
you just
dudes,
kind
right?
of
So he
cornered him. Yeah.
yeah, so we was kind of surrounded him, man. So we just like we didn't want to pressure him like
Yeah.
that.
Kill, bitch.
He's a little dude. Yeah, yo, yeah. What the
He
fuck did
pulled
you
out his
say?
wallet. He was ready to give it to y'all. Like, don't hurt me. Just take whatever I got. Yeah.
So no, he was but no, that so if that helps people out there is that like really nobody knows except for the people who are making these systems and the people that are playing these games off of the dev kits. So that have some kind of idea about the power.
All right. I got you, man. Yo, Dark. What do you think when it comes to Bleeding Edge here? You go like, I feel like it kind of like checkmarked a couple things that people were looking for. You know, in terms of new acquisitions, what they're working on, and they brought a trailer. It was a well put together trailer. I got excited for it. I don't. What do you think, man? What's going on with this game that people are like, nah?
Well, I know for me, it's just not something I'm into. I don't like those kind of games.
But you
Um,
can see that it looks like it's a well put together. From what we saw,
yeah, I mean,
you
it's
definitely want to
definitely
see
it's
more.
definitely something that I know a lot of gamers have been wanting. You know, a lot of those type of games. I mean, I know a lot of guys who play multiplayer most of the time, and they like that kind of stuff, and that's great. That's fine. I mean, they like playing more multiplayer because of the fact that
Yobi won.
they have
Yobi won. That's it. Yeah.
oh man. Um, it's basically because of the fact that those guys that I talk to who like that type of gaming is because they feel like they get more out of playing something like a multiplayer than they do something that's basically single player based because they and it's factual. It's been proven that more multiplayer games are played because of the fact that you get more out of them. You get more being able to play more hours of them because of the fact that they're continuous
Replay value is really
thing.
high.
Yeah, the replay value of them are really high. So, but for me, it's like eh, like I mean, I'm glad that everybody's excited for it, and there's a lot of people who are excited for it. But for me, it's just not my thing. It's just not. It's not what I game. It's
Uh,
not what I try to strive to play. I like more of the single player, type of gaming, and I'm seeing a lot more
You're a hermit gamer, is what you are,
indies.
man.
No, I see a lot more indies going that way. So it's like, are we starting to see more um of those games being made by indie studios than, say, AAA studios, which I don't think is possible. I don't think it's gonna happen, but it seems like it's kind of like more people are indie wise. They're
Well,
making more
dude,
of those types of games.
if you look at the most popular games right now, they're all online multiplayer based.
Yeah,
Let's
they're
be
all
real.
online multiplayer based, and that's great. I mean, everybody likes what they like. I mean, there's nothing wrong with liking multiplayer, and there's nothing wrong with liking just single player type of experiences. Um, it's just, it's what you prefer. And if somebody's excited about playing Bleeding Edge, that you can give them shit. I give K Mega shit about it all the time. I
You
give
give
him I
K
give him
Mega
shit
shit
about,
about everything, man.
yeah, about everything. I give him shit about everything, but does that mean I have less respect for him because he likes those types of games? Hell no, I don't have less respect for him. I actually have more respect for him because he actually enjoys that type of gaming, and that's great. More games for us means more things for us to be able to do.
I like diversity when it comes to a platform. All right, and
Mhm.
even if it's
Yeah.
games I don't like when people
But you got to
like
think about it this way though, too, bot, is that you see a
Tuba.
lot of multiplayer games coming to Xbox than single player games. There's a lot more multiplayer
I
focused
know, but
games.
like a
They had
living
a
world,
lot of single player games shown on the floor though.
But
a
a
living
lot of
world
those look
pirate
very
game,
indie.
an online open world racing game, like stuff like that. Like to me, it's still diversity, even though like it's online multiplayer. You know what
I
I'm
mean, yeah,
saying?
Tales of Arise. I'm like that's a single player Japanese RPG. But
Yo,
I can see everybody give praise to the Japanese games that they showed.
Well,
yo,
I mean,
but
I mean, we're
no, hold
we're
on,
excited for those.
Fantasy Star Online 2. Yo, Knox is hyped for that
That
Right,
is
coming
true.
to
I am
Knox
Xbox.
too.
is super
I am.
hyped for that. But that's the thing, like a lot, and I hate to say it, and I know a lot of people are gonna be mad because I'm saying it, but
You don't care if people are mad. Let's be
it's
real.
no, I don't care. Um, it's they're multiplats. A lot of those games that they showed off were multiplats,
But who
and
cares? Like, I don't
but
understand how that takes a
that's the
knock.
thing. There's a lot of people out there that do care about that because they're idiots. They're idiotic because they don't think about the um the the gloriness of just being able to play a game. Just any game. It doesn't matter what it is, where it's coming from. You know, and for Xbox to finally, after all these years of not having it from the 360 generation, towards the end of the 360 generation, to now having Japanese, JRPG types of games is fantastic because I mean we are getting Tales of Arise, we're getting what Code Vein, we're getting Fantasy Star Online. I mean
I'm
Fantasy
interested
Star
in
Final
Code
Online.
Vein
Fantasy
too, by the
14
way.
online. Yeah, I mean,
We're getting so many of these games, and it's like that's awesome. But
Mm.
then there's gonna be those jerks online on Twitter and on everything that I'm gonna see in my fucking timeline because I see it every goddamn time. They're gonna be there sitting there. Oh, that's a multiplat. That doesn't matter. Like, dude, who cares? Who gives a shit? Jesus Christ, man, grow the fuck up.
Yo,
Seriously, like
shout out to
just stop.
Shizno. Shout out to Shizno Elite. He told me, careful, Xbot. People don't want variety. They want the same thing, same game over and over. And sometimes, dude, I hear you because I feel like some people are clamoring for that. Um, having the same type of games that are on one platform on this platform, and I'm like, even with like Ubisoft, I feel like they're treading, for me, they're treading on very thin ice here because it seems like all their
Why?
games they have the same blueprint for all their games. They just switch up the
But
story.
their games are different in terms of like the way they play. Like Division doesn't play the same way as Ghost Recon.
No, it does not.
The
God,
you
no, it
know
doesn't.
I played
Watch
both of
Dogs
them.
Play it.
Watch
You'll
Dogs
love, you'll play
Watch
it.
Dogs
You'll
doesn't play
love.
the same as
You'll love it.
Division or
Well, the new Watch Dogs having the permadeath and being able to recruit and like recruit like the people that
well,
are
even
in the
Far
world,
Cry.
that's pretty cool.
Well, Far Cry doesn't even play the same way as all those other games, and I mean, I didn't
I
really enjoy the last Far Cry, but I think Far Cry New Dawn is a lot better of a game, to be honest. Just in terms of the way the story's going, I like it better. Just the way that they kind of put it in a more post-apocalyptic world. That was awesome. Check out my gameplay. I have some of it here.
and some of it
Um,
right here, and I gotta say the presentation looks gorgeous. By the way, I
thank
dude,
you, thank
I
thank you,
love.
Bob, for
I'm
doing
just
that
wondering
for
where
me.
all my winning gameplay has been shown. I don't.
Oh,
Oh,
I
Oh,
forgot who won all them weeks ago, so I figured we just
I
start
think
over,
he
I
man.
know.
he
I,
said
I
it in the
reminded you. I
DM.
reminded you,
He
motherfucker.
said it in the
look,
DM.
gentlemen, it's not
I
really
didn't
going
read
to
it.
matter because Big Daddy's back and the
Dude,
Big
you
gameplay
Daddy's
is
don't
back.
you
going to
don't
be
have
right
the
back.
gameplay. You didn't send me any, so
I know. I said I'll be back, so y'all gave y'all some time to breathe. I hope y'all enjoyed y'all's winnings because I'm back.
Well,
Well, real
that's the
quick, since
thing,
y'all were talking about Ubisoft, what happened to their? I guess the rumor about them having like a Ubisoft Play or whatever the fuck it's called. Like, did anyone hear anything about
oh,
that?
like the
Oh, their streaming service.
their
Yeah,
subscription
yeah,
service,
They showed
anyway.
it.
subscriptions.
They showed
Didn't
it
they
off
say
at
that
their.
E3? They
Did
showed
they?
it
I
at
don't
E3.
remember seeing it. I must have missed
They
that
did.
shit.
They
Dude,
showed it off.
I think Square is talking about it as well. If that's the
Yeah.
case, you guys want to?
Everybody's going more towards that
Yeah.
streaming because you know why? They're trying to make money, man, and
They
that's
see it
really
working
what
with
it's all about
Microsoft.
for
Yeah.
them.
Well,
Oh,
but
so you're saying the metric is money, not console sales?
Yeah, exactly.
I'll
oh,
be saying it, 'cause I've been saying
so,
that for like 4
I was
years
gonna
now.
say somebody's been saying that for like years
No, yeah,
now.
no, yeah. I mean, Pred's been right for years. He's been right for a long time. I mean, it's just the way that's the way gaming is going, and that's not a terrible thing or a bad thing. I think if we still don't have like our physical type of consoles or don't have our physical type of media, it'll kind of suck because I mean sometimes I find myself going to the store and looking at the game and being like, you know what, I might actually buy this right now here because it's on sale or whatever. Sometimes they have good sales on games at the store, because they're just trying to get rid of it or whatever. So I mean, it it's I think it's really the problem of just being like we don't know what the future entails if they're going to get rid of physical media or not. I don't think they will because of the fact that you look at the film industry, you look at the music industry. Yes, they went more streaming. They've all have gone more streaming, but you still see CDs sold in stores. You still see movies sold in stores. So I
Yeah, you
mean,
see
we're gonna still
CDs
see
all the way in
games
the back
sold in
corner of
stores.
Kmart, man. That's where you see CDs
Oh,
now.
Yeah,
To be really honest
yeah.
with you.
I mean, granted, yes. I mean, music and movies are a lot more
Dude, when was
easier
the
to
last
kind
time
of
a
stream.
high tech CD player came to market that people got excited about?
No, there wasn't one. There hasn't been
It's
one
been
for a long
a
time.
long time, brother. And I
Yeah,
think
it's been
that's
a
what
long
people
time.
are talking about in terms of like subscription services
That's the
and
thing. It's
streaming and
not
stuff
it,
like
but
that.
that's the thing. That console's still going to be there for you if you really want to play games. So I mean, you're not going to have to worry about you know if you're going to get your games or not because you're still going to have them. They're still going to be there.
All right, well, let's move this on to the panel then. We kind of grew the topic out. What do you guys think? And first one to chime in kind of gets the mic here. What do you guys think about these other companies kind of presenting their subscription service? I know people have gone on record a lot saying that if this happens, it's going to water it down. Like, who wants to take this
I've
first?
been saying that was eventually gonna happen, bro. Everybody's gonna see that. Everybody always says the same thing, though. Oh, but they don't got, they don't got the servers that Microsoft got, and that may be true, but that's not gonna stop them from,
Trying.
yeah, bro.
Yeah.
Ubisoft's gonna do it. EA's gonna do it. I mean, they already do pretty much. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's gonna do it. Eventually, they'll do it. Now, if Microsoft makes it all,
That's a lot of do it's in one sentence.
oh
But
yeah,
now, but Knox, here's the thing: like all these companies might do it per se, but I believe only like two or three are going to come out of it alive, and the other ones who tried it are going to kind of go in line and go with what the services that are being
Can I
offered.
break in and say something real quick? Because I
Yeah,
was just looking this up because I totally missed this during the conference. So I went and looked up Uplay Plus, right? It's available on PC and Stadia. It's not available on consoles.
Right.
I
all
didn't
right.
know. So
Which makes complete sense because I mean,
Right.
it's Ubisoft. That's
Well, but also, look,
I
this
want to know my
this
Xbox.
obviously this
I
is
mean, yeah, I would too.
generating a lot of people to it generating a lot of money, and it actually these games we wouldn't even play these games if we had the old way. Like I like Onrush, but I wouldn't have paid $60 for Onrush. I would
That's
have
No.
true.
paid 30 for it. I would have paid 40 for it. I probably paid 20 for it. But for me to just get the opportunity to play it, in the game was fairly new. I mean, when it first dropped on Game Pass, was like what? It was only like 3 months old. Like
Something like that.
yeah, like you can't beat that. And then of course now look at
Well,
you're gonna have Metro, and I think I predicted that not too long ago. That
Mooch said it first, brother. Mooch definitely said it first.
I said it as well. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to Mooch, but I said it. I don't remember him saying it, but that's I mean,
That's
I don't know.
because
He
for
probably-
some rhyme or reason you haven't been on Crossfire, man. What's
Funny
going
thing
on?
is,
Right,
the funny thing is,
right.
that I remember Mooch saying it, but I don't remember K Mecca saying
I
it.
said it on I said it on
I
next.
remember me saying that every game that Microsoft markets is going to come to Game Pass.
Uh,
Ooh.
oh damn!
So Division 2? I'm just kidding. That's not
No,
gonna happen.
but I did say that. So I said eventually. I said I think that just makes sense for them to do that. I said this on next. But regardless, you know what I'm saying. But Metro is coming, and it's only been out for what 3 months. So I think that 3 or 4 months. So it's just games that people want to play but don't have the money or don't want to spend the money on to play them. That's why these services are really good, and everybody knows that. Like those Japanese titles that like everybody clamors and talks about that don't ever buy, they get it. The Capcom and them will have opportunities. Square Enix and them will have opportunities for those for having people having users on there. That's why that whole terminology. Microsoft was first to do it, and everybody laughed about it. Now here comes Sony, and everybody else is like, "Oh, well, and watch the whole new energy next year will be next generation will be user count, not console sold and so
Oh,
forth."
dude, we already see the convergence. Of course, like
It's crazy.
Microsoft did it first, and a lot of people were like, "Oh, well, they're losing the quote unquote console war. They don't want to share their numbers." It's just the fact that that could be it as well. But the thing is, they're like, well, since this is going the way it is right now, we're just gonna push forward, what eventually is coming down the road anyway, that these
Right.
gamers out here don't even know about, and it's all about active users and that those types of numbers that are really gonna matter, going into the quote unquote next generation. But anybody else want to chime in on the whole subscription servicing that's going on with Square said that they have interest in it. Ubisoft is putting it out there on Stadia and PC. Um, what do you guys think, man? Is this good or bad? Yeah.
I think eventually, like if it's going to be one of those things, that keep look back at EA Access as how it was exclusive to Xbox for a while. Um, it's going to cause another little mini war. Like right now, I'm looking at this, and Stadia is only exclusive to PC and Stadia, but UPlay Plus is only exclusive to PC and Stadia,
Yeah.
and we have our own thing on Xbox, and Sony is eventually going to say, hey, we need to get something over here too, and now you're going to have these individual things, right? So like if I want to get, like, for me, I love Ghost Recon, right? But if I get UPlay, I'm going to be kind of forced to play it on my PC versus on my Xbox if I buy the game, because I get it on my Game Pass, right?
Yeah.
See, so now I've separated myself from my Xbox players because I'm sticking with the version I got with my subscription. So it might cause a little rift, with certain games on all 3, 4, whatever different platforms, because you're getting the game with your subscription, you're gonna feel like you're forced to play it on that.
You're kind of like jailed in that you can only
Yeah, that
only
kind of
do it
stuck
there.
with the platform versus like you got it for free here. Well, not say free for your.
So like if Square decides that they're gonna roll with like PC and PlayStation, then when it comes down to it, people on PlayStation are getting a subscription service for like their Final Fantasies and other games from that publisher, and
They're
like
gonna feel like I have to play it on that system
that
always.
system.
Even though you may like
It's a
again like
great point.
Ghost Recon, I would love to play Ghost Recon with my Xbox brethren, right? Because I have a huge I got a good click with some guys, right?
Mm.
But if I'm getting it on PC with my subscription on UPlay Plus, I'm not gonna want to spend $60 on it on Xbox because I'm already playing it on PC. Like
Yeah.
it's a different situation when I had Anthem, I got it for free, but like I'm just like I think that will be the new war. Like what can we get from each individual company to come to our system versus and it's kind of crazy because Microsoft kind of started that with EA Access.
Yeah.
Sony on it, and it kind of naturally happened. And now all these other companies are doing it and they're deciding to say, hey, we're gonna bond with this company first. And maybe it'll come later, but because I'm looking at their website right now, it's launching with Stadia in 2020. Not now, like it's available on PC at the end of the year, but it's launching in Stadia in 2020. There's no mention of any other console outside of that.
That's interesting. I think you brought up a great point in terms of like that kind of like mini war and getting subscription services only on like one specific platform, and then people feeling like they have to play it there instead of this platform over here. That's a really interesting point. Anybody want to add in on that, or share their thoughts about what Predator just said? Because I think it's
Yeah,
really interesting.
I could see it becoming an issue where, people will be like, well, am I gonna play it here on PC or am I gonna play it on Stadia? But I can't play it on my console, so
I
I
mean, you
guess I'll
can,
just
but you would have to buy the game.
right. You'd have to buy the game, so I mean,
It's twice basically.
yeah, you'd have to buy it twice. I mean, well, I guess but I mean,
But are you
I
guys
don't
planning
know.
on buying? Are you guys planning to subscribe to every single thing that comes out?
Oh no, hell
No,
no,
no.
Are
But
you,
I'm talking
hell
about
no.
I play a lot of Ubisoft games though, so like
Yeah, me too.
that makes sense to me on the PC side. Like, because I play, Rainbow Six, I play Ghost Recon, I play Assassin's Creed. I'm gonna play I play most of their games, right?
how
So
many?
I pretty much play all their games, so I
yeah,
mean, yeah, it kind of hampers me a little bit because,
Yeah.
I like playing those games on console, so it's like I don't know now I'm gonna have to be like,
think about
am
it.
I
Like,
gonna buy all these games or do I need to just
pay that $15 a month.
pay that
you
15
know, all,
bucks?
yeah. So
Right. And then
go ahead,
you just look at it from that standpoint.
ask
I
the
mean,
question.
it eventually going to come to the consoles because I just think that they're just waiting until the reveals of the PS5 and the Xbox Scarlet will come out. And then for whatever the Nintendo can do, because I don't know if Nintendo, they say what from the rumors they said that the next Switch is going to be more powerful or whatever. I don't know, but
Yeah, I think so, something like that.
yeah. So I mean, it's definitely going to come to the consoles because that's a huge fan base as well. So it's really smart for PC gamers though, no doubt about it, because some you would think because with there's so many gamers on that side playing, but they don't buy games in droves like that. They play most of those free to plays and things like that, and then just go that route. But this is just the future, man. This is what's going. And if like for me, for instance, like if Capcom had which there was the rumors that Capcom is going to do a service, or if Namco Bandai, I'm all over that. That's definitely on my list. You know what I'm saying? So I think eventually most of them will all start to do
Dude,
it.
you'll
I
save
wouldn't be
money
surprised.
that way, brother.
Nah, but
Yeah, yeah, but
do you though? You don't though, because
I mean,
You don't own the game, but like, I mean, if you're just one of those guys who wants, I'm a one and done guy, right? I play the game once, I don't really go back to it unless it's like a game service game or something like that, like a Destiny or a Division or something like that. But like, once I beat the main story of the game, I move the fuck on to the
no,
next.
and I get that. That's cool because I do that too. But what I'm saying is, if you're gonna subscribe to Ubisoft, to EA, to Game Pass, to PlayStation Now, to nah, bro.
Well,
I
you're saying
I really
you're
don't.
putting them
It depends on how
all,
many
Shut up,
games you would
Sazzo.
buy, right?
brother.
Like,
You're putting them all together though. But say
Mhm.
what I'm saying with K Mega, he's a big like Bandai Namco guy.
But he's
There,
also a big Ubisoft guy. That's what I'm saying. So whatever you like, if you love Madden and all that, right? And you are EA guy and happen to be a Bandai Namco guy, and I also love Ubisoft. Yo, that's 3 joints you subscribe.
Okay, that's 3 joints at what? It's $14 a piece, right? So you're looking at what? 60, $70.
But that's
yeah, do about a year. Don't do about a month. Do about a year.
yeah, do
Yeah,
about a year, man.
yeah.
Like
I'm
that's
about the years what?
$60 a month times 12. That's over like $700.
No, okay, well, no, they'll have a package deal where it'll be like 30 bucks, like EA, it'll be like $30 a year, something like that. 30,
I mean,
30.
It's like
that would
Not if
depend-
they're not working with each other. They ain't gonna package anything, man.
Oh no, no. I'm talking about for each individual. So if you're saying that you get like if you get one, you get what's call it for 30. Let's say they're all $30, like EA Access, right? There's 30 for Ubisoft. There's 30 for what's called that's $60 right there. That's one game. And then let's say that you get one more. That's going to be 30, but that's going to be $30. That's $90. That's still one game. That's still that's still less than you paying for Call of Duty.
at that price point, absolutely.
Right, and you have all access to all those games within 1 year, and on top of that, if you love that one particular game that much, you can buy it under a discount. That's crazy. Hell yeah, I'd sign up to that. You know how much money I'd save? Because I got 604 fucking games. You know how much money that these bastards get from me? Hell yeah, I'll sign up to that service in a heartbeat.
And he buys
Sign
like
me
every
up.
Bandai Namco game that comes out, yo.
Yeah, right, I do.
He also buys every Tekken as well. And,
Oh, I do. I have
you
it.
know,
Oh,
well,
every-
we know.
yeah, but
No, no,
Yep, I bought all Tekkens too.
no
Oh,
accounting for
you were
taste.
you were about to be my favorite guest of all time, and
This
now
is
you
the best
tell me
guest
that
ever.
I'm just
you're a
being
Tekken
honest,
fan.
brother.
I
Yes, I am.
Jesus Christ!
understand to have him take the place of Otter. Let's go. Let's do that. Go for it.
Yo, all right, guys. Before we wind down, because it's getting close to 9 o'clock, and you know, I do want to respect the super chat. So I think for the last topic, even though we didn't get into Nintendo or anything like that, I think we gotta tackle this whole PS5 Project Scarlet, you know, power narrative where people like Colin Moriarty, a couple other people within big gaming media are trying to come out and almost tease the fact that like PS5 might be more powerful than the Scarlet. So, let, well, let's go to Dark on this one first, dude. What do you think about them coming out with and trying to like kind of tease that out there that this could very well be possible. Does it matter to you? And we know that Phil came out and he basically said that they're never gonna relinquish that crown for most powerful console. Do you think that maybe Sony found a way to get it in there, man?
Does it really matter? I don't think so, because I mean, it's
Well,
like it doesn't matter to me because of the fact that I know I'm probably going to be getting the next PlayStation, but that's the thing, I won't have to get the next Xbox with the xCloud technology. So it's like it's almost like a win-win for me because yes, if PlayStation 5 does turn out to be the most powerful console, that's fine and dandy, whatever. Who cares? But xCloud, with what it's doing and the way it looks, like how it's going to be able to do, yeah, I don't know if power is really going to matter at that point. I think this whole power narrative, this whole power, it's a power trip
well,
for a lot of these
brother,
people because
here's the thing though. Power when the Xbox One X came out, all of a sudden the
Mhm.
narrative was power did not matter. All right, and they wrote that it's all about the games. It's all about the
well,
games.
for me the power never mattered anyways. I didn't care. I mean, I bought the
That's
first
probably why I
X
went to you first, man.
I bought the original Xbox because of the games that were coming for it, like Sunset Overdrive, Halo, the Master Chief Collection, because I love Halo. You and me both,
Dude, speaking
share
of
that
Master Chief
same.
Collection, look at that Halo 2
I
anniversary
know, dude. I
gameplay.
was like, man, now you're making me want to go back and play
That
Halo
Halo
2.
Reach on PC, my God.
Oh, dude,
But
it's gonna look like that on
let me
Scarlet. I
let
mean,
me.
not on Scarlet, on X as well, man.
I know, and
Yeah.
and it's not. It didn't even have the HDR on it yet. It's
My
crazy.
So
bad, Dark. I
it's
don't mean
gonna
to
HDR.
it
talk
looks
over you,
gonna
bro.
it's gonna look great.
When they said it last, yeah, last
HDR.
interview
But
E3.
that's the thing with these types of these types of things, like, well, a lot of the hardcore gamers, the ones that you see that have a YouTube channel, that are online, who are continuously talking about games, yeah, they're gonna care about that. They're gonna care about that stuff. They're gonna ride or die for their console of choice. Me, I'm gonna go with whatever is gonna benefit me. I don't care about what
You don't
benefits
care
you.
about any of the other gamers out there. It's all about Dark and Dark's house, man.
Well, in my household, yeah, of course. Why would you care about what somebody else is being able to play on or whatever? Like power can matter to a certain extent when it comes to um you know gaming and exclusives. Really, it really only matters for exclusives, man, because that's where they're going to really utilize the power of the next consoles.
Yeah.
The third party games are going to still look great on either one of those consoles, so it doesn't really matter. It really just comes down to what is exclusive on either side. And Xbox, no matter what, even though they may be the least powerful, that next Gears or that next Halo, especially Halo Infinite, which is launching with the next console, is gonna look fantastic. Even if we don't agree on the whole design of what Chief looks like. I don't like the way he looks, but I definitely think that game's gonna look
Yeah, well,
fire.
yeah,
It's gonna look fire.
the throwback has me a little concerned. As long as they keep Spartan abilities in there, as long as I
Yeah.
can
Yeah,
customize
dude.
my Spartan for PvP, I'll be good with that. Yo, damn
Right.
good. Damn good in the chat made a great point. He was like, the most funny thing about this is that Sony is not at the E3 floor. So the only way to keep it relevant is to talk about early dev kits because there's no Xbox dev kits out there yet.
Yeah, do they even have I was gonna say that
I
I don't
don't
even
know
think
if
the
they have.
devs
I
have.
played Man 20 on a dev kit.
Oh, were you? Okay. Well then, I
Hmm.
mean, I guess
On
they
a
do
Scarlet
probably
dev
have
kit
it.
or
No, it was a dev kit. They
yeah,
they, they look like
But
a
if
they
it
look
was a
like a
Scarlet
one,
or
they
an
look like
X,
a
right?
1S. Yeah, they look like a 1S, but the graphically it looked like I was playing on the X. It was crazy how good
Okay.
that
that's
was.
the X dev kit. Yeah,
So
that's
no,
what
I just knew it was a
they
dev
put
kit. I
out
don't
there.
know which one it was though, but
It's
I'm just
got
saying.
it's got like all the little buttons in the front. There should be a
Yeah, it had
little
all the but
screen
mostly all the
there.
games that you got a chance to play was running off of that though.
And I think what Xbox is
Yeah.
really trying to do is kind of say, technically they don't really need to give you their dev kit, and just hear me out here, because of the fact that their games are going to be forward and backward compatible. So, I think they're thinking, oh, well, as long as our games look great with our exclusives, we'll be fine. And then the devs can kind of work along with whatever, the next narrative's going to be with, if PlayStation's going to be the console that's going to sell the most or whatever.
Mm.
I think that they're not worried about it. I don't really see Xbox worried about it at all. So
They're
it,
not.
it's just, it's just a bunch of fanboys sitting online talking shit about stuff. So
All right. Well, on that note, yo, I do want to switch it up to our special guest, Yobi. I'm
Talk to me.
pretty sure, man, you're out there on Twitter. I'm pretty sure you hear people like, talking about Colin Moriarty, a couple other people talking
Hmm.
about the power narrative, which, it
Hmm.
was kind of funny when the X came out, then it wasn't about power, it was about games because they knew Xbox was kind of struggling from the whole budget and everything to get the games out there. What do you think about this rumor here that, the PlayStation 5 could have the power advantage? Is this something you care about as well? Where do you think it's coming from? Just kind of like your general thoughts on this, man.
I say it's bogus. I think people are gonna say the PS5 is gonna have the power narrative because they want it to have the power narrative. The especially the Sony fanboys, they always gonna say that because let's be honest, they didn't want to see Microsoft get in the gaming space from jump. So they always gonna say
They were
anything
hated on from
to
the beginning. They were, brother. They
yeah,
were.
They were.
yeah,
Yep.
Yeah.
because every chance they get, whether it's the Sony fanboys or the media, they're always gonna trash Xbox no matter what. Like for example, let's say when Cyberpunk released, they're gonna say, Cyberpunk is gonna play better on on the PS4. Like for example, I forgot what game came out. I can't remember, but the PS4 version of it got a higher score than the Xbox, even though the Xbox plays and looks better. So it's
That
like,
that happens all the time
what?
with PS4 and Xbox games for some
Exactly,
god awful
and
reason.
exactly. I never understood that. So the power none of it, I say is bogus. Xbox is always gonna come through, and knowing Phil, he's gonna make sure that happens.
All right, brother. I got you. Yo, somebody's like playing with blocks or something like that, right?
Oh, that's me.
Yo,
Oh,
oh, so
Mega's
K
playing with
Mega's playing
blocks.
with blocks.
I'm
Aw,
getting my
Mega.
Mega.
Minecraft. I'm getting ready to get my Minecraft on.
Yeah.
Minecraft dungeons.
Mega, you playing with blocks like a little 5-year-old. Oh, that's cute.
Whoa, man, he threw in 5-year-old on that one. Yo, Knox, man, I gotta ask you. I gotta ask you about this rumor because I feel like with what's been going on with Game Pass subscription service, streaming, and stuff like that, I think you've gone on record, especially on like Xbox
Shit.
Nation when you're on Crossfire. You're like, man, that PS5 is looking pretty good to me. What do you think about this rumor, man? Where do you think it's coming from?
Oh man, where it's coming from anywhere. I don't know, from the Sony fanboy.
Well, it is coming from
Exactly.
Colin out
Yeah,
there.
you know that. You know
The
he's big
biggest
pro.
the biggest Sony
Yeah,
fanboy.
of course. You know Colin is very pro Sony all the
But
way.
but
Him,
he's
like,
a professional gaming journalist, guys. He wouldn't
That
do
don't mean
that,
nothing.
right?
Yeah, right.
he likes what he
That
likes.
don't mean nothing.
Yeah, he likes
I
he's
don't
a
mean
PlayStation
shit.
guy. My thing is, listen, it very well could be more powerful. Who knows? You know what I'm saying? Like we don't know yet. So my thing is, I'm with Dark. So what? I'm copping a PS5 whether it's the most powerful or whether it ain't. And I'm a do like my man, Snake Oil Phil Ski, and I'm gonna play me some Game Pass. I'm gonna shoot me some X Cloud and play with my ex. That's
Yeah.
what he wants me to do, right? So I'm gonna do that. You know what I'm saying? Like, show me, wow me. I'll wait for the next E3 so to look at Scarlet a little more, to look at Anaconda or whatever, whatever the hell they're gonna finally call this shit. You know what I mean? I'll check it out then, but as of now, definitely copping a PS5. Don't know about the Xbox right now. We'll see.
Mm.
And stick to the X Cloud. You use those options, bro. I'm a definitely use.
I will say when it comes down to dev kits being out in the wild, I don't
Hmm.
see why there wouldn't be Xbox dev kits out right now because we only have 1 year, maybe a little over a year until the launch of the hardware. The devs
Hmm.
need to be
Those dev
able,
kits gotta be out already.
yeah, they gotta
I'm
be
pretty.
out, man.
I'm pretty sure they're out. Probably Xbox probably got them on an NDA disclosure,
They
maybe.
definitely have them on NDA. They do that all the time when it comes to devs, man.
Yeah,
Hmm.
my shit is this, bro. Whichever one is the most powerful isn't, and like I said, it isn't gonna be by much, and that shit is all just rumor, bro. We'll find. I think these things are gonna be damn near identical, to be honest, bro.
What I'm hearing behind the scenes is they're tackling the whole ray tracing thing in two totally different ways, man.
Well, I mean, hey, we'll see.
Yeah,
So what you're
which is
saying is
interesting.
that Xbox is going to be more native ray tracing and PlayStation's going to be upscaled ray
From what I'm
tracing.
hearing right now, guys, and I will want to
Dynamic,
I
Prince.
want I want to throw it out there.
Dynamic ray tracing.
I want to throw it out there to the chat. Like I'm looking into this right now, but I've been given like information that quite possibly Project Scarlet is going to have a more complete kind of like ray tracing regimen, whereas with Sony they do something called ray trace graphics, but that doesn't include like the lighting and the overall kind of like scene of the game. But I am
Right.
looking into this, guys. This is not a founded statement right now. I just want to let you guys know I am looking into it to see exactly what is going on.
Well, we
Hopefully,
kind of even we kind of even saw at E3 what the ray tracing's gonna entail with the PC side of E3, and then we kind of saw it a little bit with the reveal of the Scarlet. They kind of did the whole lighting thing, and it looks good, man. I mean, I think ray tracing is gonna be
Yeah.
great, but I
Hold on,
mean, I don't
Christopher.
care.
Christopher, look into. There's three different ways that they implement ray tracing. There's one at the source level, the cores, within the GPU, there is something called hardware accelerated, where they have dedicated hardware to help kind of like boost the ray tracing beyond just graphics or whatnot. And then they also have cloud-based ray tracing. All right, there are three different kinds. So before you're
Um,
telling me that I'm talking out like bullshit, you might want to look into
but
the different factors of that technology, brother.
But I'm also questioning that statement that he made, because it's like, you do realize, like, for the most part we kid a lot on this show, right? Like, we're kidding about a lot of things, and we know that a lot of that shit isn't fact. So, like,
I tried to
I
say
don't
I'm looking
understand.
into it. Like this is what I'm
Yeah, like,
hearing, but I'm looking
yeah,
into it.
you're
Yeah.
hearing it.
I'm
It's
not.
a rumor, you know.
I'm
You're
not
not
saying
you're
it's
not
true or
saying
anything.
it's fact. So it's like, it's crazy that people just think that. And
Eh,
Chris is not the only one that does that. I mean, there's other people who do that too.
yeah. All right. Well, Predator. What do you think about this whole power narrative thing? Like I said, when the X came out, it wasn't about power anymore. It was about games. All right. And then when we're getting like little bits and pieces of information from Sony, and really even smaller pieces from Xbox in terms of next series of hardware. But this rumor has people coming out of the woodwork, kind of claiming that power crown again, man. What's going on here?
We're not gonna know until both these consoles actually release the final specs,
Yeah.
anyways. It's really too soon. And once all the PC heads start trying to make their little fucking bread box PCs, making the same specs, like I mean, we're gonna go through this whole cycle we went through at the beginning of this little, the Xbox One X launch, again. Where everybody thinks they know everything about PCs, and
Hmm.
everybody knows about how to get the most out of a system and all that bullshit. It's way too soon to be talking about that shit. Let the companies release this shit first, then we can talk. Right now, it's just hearsay. We just dealt with a lot of rumors right before E3 that didn't happen. So why are we gonna do that again to ourselves?
Yo, that's a great point as well. Why the hell are we gonna do it again? You know why? Because I love trying to get the scoop on things before they come out, especially when it comes to the tech. I know me and Don were talking about Project Scorpio, and what kind of tech could be in that. And when it came to the CPU, we were miles away from correct. You know what I'm saying? Because we never thought that they could do what they can actually do with Jaguar cores. But me and especially the Don. Huge shout out to the Don out there. Everybody, every extended part of the next podcast family. Huge shout out to all you guys as well. But yeah, we love going in and trying to figure all that stuff out, man. Um,
Yo, but
yo, what's up, brother? I saw that
I'm
announcement thing. You got me interested in what
yeah.
I have no
End of the
idea what you're
show.
announcing.
End of the show.
Uh,
But w- I, w- one thing I want to say is I'm just glad that the shit that we went through with the 360 area, with the 360s burning out and shit. I'm just glad they dodged that shit this gen. Cause
oh yeah,
dude, that shit. I read the articles and the interview. That shit was a clusterfuck, dude.
dude. I actually when it came to the 360, there was a couple times I thought I had the red ring of
Hmm.
death with my 360. Come to find
Hmm.
out, I had a loose wire,
Yeah.
and the loose wire actually is what caused that whole red ring.
Hmm.
So I'm kind of wondering how many people actually had that red ring, and how many people were
Yeah.
just like, oh shit, the wire's loose. But yeah, it was
Yeah.
definitely an issue. I'm glad we're past it, man.
Yeah. I got the red ring of death twice, and the second time I sent my 360 in, they sent me a Xbox 360 Elite, dude. I was like, oh shit.
Nice.
Oh,
Yeah, that was sick,
damn.
bro. That was sick of them.
See what
Funny thing
happened?
is, when I had my 360,
Hmm.
it 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 got the red ring of death, right? But
Uh,
then, like, I think like a couple weeks, or a couple, or maybe a month after that, the
hmm.
S came out, and I was just like, well, I'll just go
Ooh.
get the S.
Right.
I just went to go pick it up, and I was just like, okay, well. I'll
I
just
got it like
do
4
that.
times, dude, and I ended up figuring out how to open my console and fixing it. Ended up fixing a bunch of consoles from people I work with. But then I had
Oh,
my
get that
original,
money.
my original Xbox
Hmm.
360. I had two, right? So my original Xbox 360 lasted me the entire generation.
Oh,
It
word.
died out on, yeah, I traveled with that motherfucker. That's the crazy part. Like I had a skin
Nice.
on it, like a military skin on it. I used to travel
Oh,
with it when I
sick.
deployed. And then like a month before the next console came out, it got the
Mhm.
red red dead. So I had that motherfucker the whole time.
Oh,
Guys,
nice. So you got your money's worth.
I still have my original launch Xbox 360. Now, granted,
Word.
it's not in great shape, but with the chrome tray, the chrome tray door, that's one way
Hmm.
to recognize that came out like the first batch of 360s. I
Yeah,
still
I did.
have it in my closet right now. I can power it up. Um, I can turn it on and play it still. But
Yeah,
yeah,
I got my
thing's
elite right
ancient.
here next to
Yeah,
me.
my Halo, what I bought for my son, it still works because we booted it on and checked it out, the original OG Halo edition.
Oh
That shit
wow.
is so
Yeah,
sweet.
Nice.
it
That
still
shit
boots
looks
up.
so
It works.
sweet.
It still did. Trips me out when it had wow, 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 wow.
That is so
Like,
fire.
damn.
That shit is nice.
Like that's so fire. But anyway,
well, Mega, like I don't think you
Mhm.
chimed in on the whole kind of like power narrative thing when it comes to PS5. You know,
uh-uh.
people are out there, you know, Colin, Moriarty, a couple other guys that kind of teasing out there that the PS5 might be wearing that crown next gen. What do you think about that? And you know, does it matter to you? What do you think about that? And do you think it's true?
No, I don't think it's true whatsoever. It's kind of like what everybody else has been saying is that we'll find out when they are ready to let us find out.
Yeah.
It's way too early. It's
As
not.
long as they don't give us a number of how many transistors are on the motherboard, we'll be
Look,
good.
man, it's just like what I think that was what Pred said. It was Pred or Knox. I can't remember, but it said, we're going to go through this whole shit again with the PC guys going to start talking about blades of grass and hair follicles and all of that. You know it's coming, and you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So I just hope that there's not going to be people that's crazy enough to fall for that garbage like we did back because a lot of us was ignorant about resolution and all that. We now are a little bit more understanding about those terminologies and things like that. So I just think that we just wait, enjoy what we have with the Pro and with the X, and then we just get to the next level. There's no question that I'm going to get the Xbox first. I'm going to do it just like I did this one. Look, I mean,
Facts.
it's apparent that the Xbox is my preferred console, and I will get the PlayStation. There's no doubt about that. But I'm going to get the PlayStation later when it drops down in price, because
Same here.
I mean, this is where I am, and I mean, I'm saying it's not about bleeding green, things like that. It's just more about I feel more comfortable with the Xbox brand than I do with any other thing that I use playing games with. So,
Big
so
facts.
I'm getting so it don't really matter about the power narrative to me. If it's slightly less powerful, then so be it. But this is my ecosystem. That's all about Xbox for me.
All right.
True.
Well, and I feel like on that note, K Mega kind of wound down that topic absolutely perfectly. It is
He made me
we
fall
are
asleep.
running past 9 o'clock, looking at like 9:15 right now. I think it's about time to end the show, guys. And I gotta say again, huge shout out to our special guest YOBYDren for coming and hanging
You
out
know
with
it.
us tonight, man. It was a lot of fun. I love the way you present your opinion, man. You just put it out there, and that's pretty much it. You're short, sweet, to the point, and kind of like let's move on. Um, it,
Got it.
it was a lot of fun. But like a 40-year-old with a comb over, man, we got to get the plugs in. So I do have your link to your Twitter in the description below, so people can
Yeah.
definitely follow you there. But why don't you let people know exactly where they can go to talk games with you? And hopefully we can have you on again soon, man. It was a lot of fun.
Man, listen, but just let me know the day and date and time, and I'm there.
Dude,
You can
he
find me,
changed his work schedule to be here tonight, by the way, which
That's
is
dude. No,
awesome.
cause dude, check me out. So I saw the schedule. She had me at 10 o'clock. I'm like, yo, hold on. I get on Wednesday. I'm like, yo, boss lady, I need Saturday on open. She's like, consider it done. I'm like, oh shit, okay, bet. And that's it. Boom.
It's because you're a hard worker in the rain, brother.
Oh, dude, man, don't get me started on that shit.
That was a
But yeah,
blessing from God right there, man. Just remember that. Yo.
hell yeah, yeah. You guys can find me on Twitter at VGYoby, VGYOBYXB, and you can find me on Xbox Live as at YOBYDren.
Nice, brother. And K Mega, yo,
Huh?
you came in late, brother, but we got to give it to you because you were out there in Cali, coming home. I'm not sure if you got any jet lag going on.
Oh man, I didn't wake up until about really about almost 11
We
today.
did see a couple videos of you partying over there.
Wilding,
Yeah,
wilding.
wilding.
I
It
think you
seemed like
should stop drinking, Mega. I'm
oh
just
hell no,
saying.
that was I was feeling like 100, man. Living
At
my
least don't get on video and
well,
drink.
it do what? It just tell the truth. I mean, I don't
Oh
care how you
no,
get
Were you
pissed
telling
off
the
about
truth?
that. I
yo,
did tell the
yo, he
truth.
don't have to defend himself here. It's family, brother. It's
Yeah,
family. All right.
yeah. If it ruffled your feathers, then that means you need to do
It
something about
it
it.
it, it didn't ruffle my feathers. It was
I'm
just
not. I'm
like
not talking to you. I'm just talking about anybody in general that got pissed off of what I said. I mean, I wasn't like that,
Uh,
just drunk like that. I knew what I was saying. Shit, I knew what I was saying.
oh no, you got a little tinky winky going on there.
oh,
What?
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 Oh
Yo,
God.
I think we got to work on his definition of Tinky Winky as
Tinky
opposed
winky.
to the
Yeah, yeah.
real definition of Tinky
Tinky winky.
Winky.
Anyway, but no, man, glad to be back, man. Got a lot of man. I ain't dropped a video on my channel in over 2 weeks, so I'm definitely going to be dropping some stuff. Going to stream some Madden 2020, man, here a little bit later. If not tonight, definitely tomorrow. Man, I want to get back on Xbox Live, man. I've been actually missing playing, on my box. Playing other games was dope, but
Mm.
actually coming in and put on the box.
Madden 2020, is that out yet?
No. But they gave you a special code to where you can play it for 3 days.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
okay. Cause I told my
Yes.
nephew I was gonna get that phone when it
Oh
dropped.
yeah, no, yeah, it's dope. It's worth getting. But anyway, no. E3 was amazing. Again, big shout out to all the gamers that came out there and supported. I know a lot of people thought that it was going to be dead. It was not.
I knew
Sony
that shit wasn't gonna be dead.
Sony showing was absolutely horrible.
yeah, I didn't
the-
even see anything about what they showed, man. Like
I,
nobody.
I got some clips. The only thing that they had there was their controllers.
Oh, so they actually had
Oh, the
something
controller
there.
was nice.
They
I
had
seen those.
no. They only was working off of their third party. I mean, off of the second part. They were the only games they had there was Judgment, which is a multiplat, Persona 5, and one Arc Systems fighting game that looks pretty dope is with some MX. And then they were using the PlayStation controllers for playing Mortal Kombat. And Shang Tsung is absolutely fire. Cannot wait for him.
Oh,
So
dude,
I can't wait
Tuesday,
for
brother,
Spawn.
Tuesday.
I can't wait. I thought I was gonna get my ass whooped by this little Asian dude, but I gave him that old man work. I was like, yeah. Anyway, fatality.
Gross.
It came with fatality. It was
Yo, at
great.
the end, Mega was like, "Give me your lunch money." Yeah.
I shook his little ass and took his coat. And I showed it enough playing. But it was great, man. Thanks for being back, man. And I'll see you guys next week with that winning gameplay.
Oh shoot, here we go. Yeah.
No,
Throwing
Nick
shots.
Cody!
Oh man, yo, Dark man, you are a professional when it comes to gaming podcasts. It is time to let people know where they can get a hold of you to talk games and pretty much what you're up to, brother.
Yeah, you guys can find me on Twitter at Darkonimus. You can also find me on Xbox Live and PlayStation at the same name. And it was great having Yobi on, man. That was awesome to have you on, dude. And hopefully you
yeah.
can come back and do it again.
No, hopefully it's a fact. I will be back.
For K Mega, winning gameplay, that's over. I'm sorry, buddy, but that's not gonna happen anymore.
Okay.
I finally got my computer working to its pristine, so now I can edit movies and games.
You post
to
that last
a-
night's gameplay.
What, Fred?
What?
Oh no.
Oh man. Hey, the all digital is $200 now with 3 games.
What is?
The all digital, the Xbox One
Yeah,
S. all digital.
$200, brother.
Yeah, $200.
Nice. Yo, Knox, the newest hotness in this gaming community, man. You got a fan base growing. A lot of good things going your way, man. And I definitely I see nothing but good things for you, man. You're one of the most opinionated people out there. Of course, you got your sidekick Chauncey hanging out with you, man. Why don't you let people know about your YouTube channel and, of course, where you are throughout the week and where people can go and talk games with you, man?
Yeah, man. People already know, man. And in case you don't, bro, on Twitter at DKnox, right here on YouTube and Knox We Trust. So go check that out. Wednesdays on Xbox Nation, Saturdays right here, the next. So y'all already know. Matter of fact, after I book it from here, I'm gonna go join Luca and them because she shout out to Luca. She invited me to her show, so it's gonna be the first time I'm up here there. So
Oh,
I'm about to do
nice.
that.
Oh, I'll
Yes,
be there
sir.
with you, bro. I'll be in the chat.
No doubt, no doubt. So y'all already, man. It was great, man. Like always, brother.
No
We need
doubt.
them
And
yuccas.
Love being
I
here.
am working on the poll. I am working on the poll for the gameplay right now. Yo, Predator, you know the drill. You know what to do, man. You are in the starting lineup here every Saturday. Let people know where they can go to talk games with you, and if you have any plans throughout the week as well, man.
No plans this week. I haven't really been gaming that much lately, but I will jump back on this week so I can get some more fire gameplay for next week. And Predator Space H2OS pretty much everywhere. Just hit me up and fuck dark.
Mm,
Oh, hold on, and that was funny.
Sounds about right.
I'm
Throwing
typing
shots.
I'm typing his name in right now for the poll. I am putting it up. And there we go. The poll is now live. People, go over to Xbox448, go on Twitter, and vote for who had the best gameplay. Of course, it is between our special guest, which brought gameplay, brought some fire. Yo, Akuma
He actually brought
Bowling.
gameplay and nobody else did, except
A-
for me and
Yeah,
you, Bot.
Akuma
yo, that
Bowling, man.
dude, I didn't even know Tekken had one. When I saw that, I was like, oh shit, I'm finna get on this.
Yo, that was crazy, dude. When I saw that, I was like, what the hell game are you playing, man? And that's a good sign right there. When you could get somebody to be like, yo, what the hell is that? Definitely appreciate it. You brought some fire gameplay. You guys can go over to Twitter at Xbox448. It is pinned right to the top. Vote for who had the best gameplay. It was Yobi, Dark, and of course yours truly. And I brought that Halo gameplay, so I think it's going to be really interesting.
That
It felt
Halo shit was fire.
Yeah, but you also brought that Destiny, so
yo, that Destiny was fire too, man. Don't hate on Destiny. Yo, but
Facts.
with that being said, guys, I gotta say it is an absolute pleasure. I am so glad we came back together. It feels like it's been forever. It feels good to get back into that kind of like weekly role. With next podcast, we have a huge fan base out there. Thank you guys so much for all the support. We definitely appreciate it. If you haven't done it yet, hit that thumbs up button. If you haven't subscribed to this channel, I don't know what you're waiting for, guys. Go ahead, just click it. It's right there. Hit the subscribe button. There's a lot of content on the way for this channel. But it is Saturday, guys. The gamers got a game.
Yo,
We got to get the controllers in our hands, and we
yo,
are gonna.
bot.
Yo, what's up, brother? Oh yeah, your announcement, right?
Yeah. So I got two things. One, yo, nice. I need you to say it one time, brother.
What was that? What?
You
Some
know
yucca?
what?
Uh,
You go
you
you gonna
know
get
what?
your yuccas up?
Yeah.
We need them yuccas, baby.
Hell yeah, man.
All
You
right.
paying
So
65 yuccas.
yeah, damn right. So, bot.
What up?
So I got an announcement to make, right?
Hmm.
So I say like 2 3 months. I got a couple busy months coming up, so it's gonna be work grind crazy.
Okay.
So I was saying about 2 3 months, I am giving away on a future episode of the next podcast. I am giving it away an Xbox One S all digital.
okay.
What?
All right.
Yes,
nice.
Dude,
yes I am.
seriously?
I'm serious. I wouldn't lie on the next podcast, baby.
Oh my goodness, guys,
Let me go and make my fake Twitter account right now.
yeah,
Yeah, hell yeah.
people,
Like we'll never hear from him again.
we have the dedicated people right now who hang out with us until the very
Yeah.
end, guys. You
Yeah.
heard it here first. Give it a couple months, and we will be giving away an Xbox One S, all digital edition, right here on the show because of Yobi, man, dude.
Yeah, his new name gonna be called Dino, and we ain't gonna ever talk to his ass again.
Yobi, I gotta say, when it comes to what you do for the community, not even just the giveaways, which you are absolutely insane with what you give away, what you give back to the community. But like I said, all the positivity, your videos that you put out there on Twitter, just like
Mhm.
the stuff you do tweet out, peace, love, life, all that good stuff. I
Yeah,
think,
that's my shit, man. That's like my brand, bro. I got it tatted on me, and I got it tatted on me for a reason.
dude, I think it's something that this community needs, especially on social media where you have a tendency, a lot of people are fighting with each other like all day long. They're going back and forth. And you got to remember, at the end of the day, we're all
Mhm.
gamers out here in this community. If we band together, there is
Mhm.
nothing that can't be done. And this guy right here is a shining example of that. Definitely follow him on Twitter. I do have the link in the description below. Brother, again, thank you so much. Absolutely incredible. Your generosity is absolutely amazing in the community, man.
You're welcome, but and like I said, man, like I ain't got time for all that negative shit. I deal with not a lot, majority of that shit at work. I don't need to bring it to the community, which I love so much, the gaming community. I'm trying to spread as much positive love as I can, bro.
No
All
Nice.
that
doubt.
negative
No
shit, that
doubt.
shit can go left.
Nice.
I'm trying to here to make relationships, build a brand, build a community, have fun, bro. That's all.
Now,
That's all
brother,
it's about.
brother, the biggest obstacle, right? The biggest
Hmm.
obstacle is to talk to K Mega and try to bring some positivity to GRG. Be a special guest over there and bring
Oh
that
Hey,
man,
man,
come
positivity,
on
man.
over here. Yeah, you can come over here.
yo,
Yeah, yeah.
GRG,
See,
that's a monster right there, bro.
I never get invited to
I've been to a
GRG
couple
after
episodes.
that
That's a
whole
monster
one
right
time
there.
that I was on there.
Yeah, that whole one time.
Oh
Yo,
man.
GRG, that's like a no holds bars. Like you can't come to that podcast being sensitive.
You
No.
know,
Oh man.
you know what it is because it's because K Mega got a little tinky winky that night, and
Oh
that's
my
why.
gosh.
Oh my
Oh
God,
my
he
Telling
got me.
goodness.
He's stupid. Anyway,
Yo,
man, we ready to get up, but let me just
yeah.
say this: Gears 5, one of the best looking games that rival. No, it's not. It's not. It rivals
The
any
best.
game graphically that has been out. I
Ooh.
That shit right
promise you
serious.
that. I
Damn.
promise you that.
What's funny? If they showed
What?
gameplay up on the stage, we all would have known that. But
Hey, you
yo,
know
it
what?
is
I
what
was
it is.
down there in that stage playing that new mode, and
Yeah, how was it?
it's fire. It's dope.
Nice.
It's smooth. And you got melees.
you
You
gonna
can
end
put
this now,
hands on
bot,
people
or
now. It's
you just
crazy.
Oh,
gonna,
word?
Yo,
Yeah.
Predator
just
Oh
gonna let
dropping
it
shit.
keep going? Just gonna let it keep going, huh, bot?
guys.
No, we
Well,
good. We
Predator
good. I'm
dropping
just saying
knowledge.
that. I just had to say that. Hey, y'all want realistic graphics, man? I'm telling you,
Wrap that
you
shit.
Gears giving it to you like you want it, baby.
Yeah.
I'm just saying it. I'm
guys,
done.
guys, gamers got a game. Yo, check out Predator in the chat. He let you know how you can get your Game Pass Ultimate for 43% off at CD Keys. He's right here on the panel, but we got to wrap it up. So, guys,
I got
I'm
my shit until 2023,
I'm gonna end the
baby.
show the same way I end the show every Saturday. We will check you out next Saturday for the next podcast. Have a great weekend and wait until E3 2020, people.
He wants penis demon.
Yeah.